Hello everyone, this is part 15 of my Discord Academy 101 series, and in today's video is not a new video, but it is a mega episode, as this is the final episode of my Discord Academy 101 series, and this video will basically be a mega episode of all of my different parts to the series, basically put together into one big video where you could either watch through or you could skip through it to whatever you like. And I'm thinking of doing another series like this, so please stay tuned for that, and it will be a little bit more advanced. But I'm thinking I'll do the same style where I do 14 parts, and there'll be one final 15th episode, which will be basically a mega episode, putting them all together into one big video. So before we let this video start, I just want to say, once again, this video will be basically all the videos put together in exact order as they were released. So what I'll be doing is I will be making a lot of timestamps in this video, so if you're looking for a specific thing to set up in your Discord server, just find that timestamp and just click on that, and that'll be all good. Make sure you guys join my Discord server. It will be in the link in the description below. But without further ado, let's get this episode started in 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone. In today's video I'm going to show you how to make a basic Discord server. This is part 1 of my Discord Academy 101 series, and as you can see so far I'm starting off with a completely blank brand new Discord account. This will be the same account that I'll use throughout all my Discord tutorials, but of course for the first part of the series we'll be working on the very most important part of Discord, creating the server itself. So the first part of creating a server is to go up here to the top left corner and clicking on this plus icon. Then we'll get this prompt here that will give us a few options, including creating your own server or starting from a pre-made Discord template. We'll start by clicking on the create my own server, assuming that you want to learn how to create your own server, and that's why you clicked on this video. So we'll click on this here. Then we'll have this next prompt. It'll ask if you want to create a community or a friend server. I'm going to also assume that you want to create a larger community server, so we'll click on this option here. Then it will ask you to create a name and to upload an image for your server. For the purpose of this video, I will keep it all default, so we'll just keep the server name default and a default blank image. So we'll click create. Okay, now we are into the main default Discord UI here. We have 3 sections that I like to call, and the first section is the text and voice channel section on this side. Then the middle section is the text section. And on the right section is the members list section. For the first part of this tutorial, we will be going over the main server settings. So to do that, we will go up to the top left here. We will click on the name and click on server settings, or you could right click on the actual server picture itself and then hover over server settings and then click overview. Once you're in this giant UI will pop up. It may look very complicated if this is your first time. But don't be intimidated. There are many different sections here. We will not be going over every single one in this video, but we will be going over the most important ones for creating a basic Discord server. The first section we'll be going over is the server overview section. These are basically the general settings for the server that affect the server as a whole. So starting at the top here, we have the icon and the name, which we have both kept default. The next section is the inactive channel, which we will talk about later, but just as a brief explanation, it's basically a voice channel that you set as an AFK channel. So if someone is AFK or muted in a voice channel for too long, they will be automatically moved by Discord into the AFK channel that is set here. The next section is the system messages channel. This is where you could get Discord to send system messages such as when someone joins a server, when someone replies to welcome messages with a sticker, etc., etc. Sent by Discord to a set channel that you set, but in most cases we wouldn't have it set to the general channel, so we'll just turn it off for now. Just turn off no system messages for now for this basic Discord server. We will change this later, but for now we'll leave that off. The next section, this is the most important section of this overview section of the server settings. This is the default notification settings. The first thing you should do when creating this server, creating any Discord server whatsoever, the first thing you should always do is to turn this from all messages to only at mentions. I'm not sure why Discord has it set to all messages default, but it should be on only at mentions. Basically, this is whenever someone joins a server, it automatically sets their notification settings for the server to all messages, which means they get a ping for every single message sent in the server, which nobody likes that. So of course we set it to @mentions, so then people don't get spammed with pings. The last parts of the overview section is just booster rewards. Boosting is basically when someone has Nitro, they give a boost to the server. When the server has enough boosts, it gains levels, and when it has a higher level, it gains perks such as a server banner background or a server invite background. But we'll leave these completely blank. This is not part of today's tutorial, but those are there. So, server overview is done. Main settings are done. Basically, just turn this to @mentions and no system messages here. No inactive channel. We'll come back to these later, but for now we have the main settings done. So the next part of this tutorial is to create up the channels, voice channels, and the categories. So the first part of every server is to have a information category, and this category will typically include channels such as FAQ, info, or announcements. So first step, we're going to go over here and just hover over this left section as I explained at the start of the video, and this is the text channel, voice channel section. So we'll start off by right-clicking here and then clicking the Create Category option. Now we could choose the category name, which Discord does allow uppercase and lowercase letters. For this first category, we will create a information section category because that is one of the main categories that most servers have, and this is of course a basic Discord server tutorial, so I want to create the most basic and simple Discord server that you could use for your own community at your leisure. So first step here, we'll create the category name. We will make it information. And as one Flair thing you can do is to add a few dashes around the text. As you can see, because when I click Create Category, now before I click Create Category, there is this private category option, which basically just makes it so only select members and roles can see this. But we're not going to be going that deep into permissions right now, at least in this basic Discord server tutorial. So just leave that off, and we'll click Create Category. So now the category has been created. As you can see, the 3 dashes on either side of there. It looks better than the text channels, because it seems more of like a label or a header than just text. So we have the information category created here. So the next category we'll edit is the text channels category. I'm going to edit it. So once again, you right click it and then drop down here to click edit category to edit the current category you're clicking on. We'll just remove this text and we'll do once again the 3 dashes as Flair. You could do whatever you like. You could do equal signs, you could do underscores, you could do more dashes, you could do any kind of symbol you like to add some flair to your categories. But we'll just stick with the 3 dashes here. We'll just change this from text channels to main channels, because it'll be the main channels that everyone can chat in and the main channels that people will be surfing through. Now for the third section here, we have the voice channel section. I'll just quickly edit this and just add the dashes so it looks a little more professional, and that should be good. We'll leave it as called voice channel section. Should be okay. There we go. So now we have the information category, the main channels category, and the voice channels category. Now for the channels, to create a channel under a category, under a specific category, we will click the create channel icon beside or across from the category name. So you click that little plus create channel sign, then you'll get this prompt and you could choose the channel type. So there's 2 channel types. It is text channel or voice channel. Of course you know what those are. Text is for text, voice is for voice. But for this section, this is the information section. You don't have any voice channels here. So we will of course choose text. Then we'll have this prompt here to create the channel name. So we'll call this first one announcements. Okay, and just once again keep the private channel off for now, as we're not going into permissions yet. So we'll click create channel. So now we have an announcements channel created under the information category. Now we're going to create another one, and we'll call it let's say we'll call it info. we'll have an info channel as well. In fact, we'll just keep that below there. We'll create one more, and we'll call it FAQ. Okay. So now we have 3 main information channels here for the server. The next section we'll add channels to is the main channel section. We have a general chat here. So we'll just click on the plus icon once again beside main channels, and we'll create another text channel. Let's say we will make a memes channel. So we'll create that. The next channel under the main channel section we'll add will be, let's just say, we'll call it counting, I guess. We'll make a counting channel just for fun. So we'll just keep it to 3 channels for each category, just to make it very simple. Of course, on your end, you could create as many channels as you like for whatever you'd like, but just keeping it very basic and general for now, as this is a tutorial. The next section is the voice channels section. See, we will create a voice channel here, so just create channel. And since this is a voice channel section, of course, we will click on the voice option instead, and then choose the name for that. We already have a general voice channel created. We'll just call this, maybe we'll call this gaming. Oops, I forgot. So for voice channels, they do have caps lock enabled, so you can have caps or no caps in it. So I like to have caps in my voice channels, so I'll just call this one gaming. Keep this private channel lock off, and click create channel. So now you have another voice channel here. So far looking good. We have a very basic setup here just for some channels. Very minimal, but it's the point of learning, right? So now that we have the channels and categories made, we can now move on to the next section, which is the roles creation section. So to do that, we will go back into the server settings, right-click the server settings. You could hover over it and click roles right here. And now we're in the roles section here. And it's pretty much blank right now. We haven't created any roles, so you'll see this create role button. So we'll just click on that. Now we will move to this new screen. This is basically the role list screen, I like to call it, where all of your roles will list here that you've created. So as you can see so far, we just have a @everyone role. Now this is basically a role that all servers have. It is undeletable. It is just a base role that every single person has. It just applies to everyone. It's actually not even a role. It just is everyone in the server. So we'll start off by editing the @everyone role, or maybe not editing, but going over it. So these are all the general server permissions. Of course, these are all the permissions that people get upon joining the server. Let's just go over this briefly. View channels, of course, we have that on so people can see the channels. Manage channels, definitely not. Don't want people to edit channels right away. Manage roles, don't want people to have. Create expressions, that's okay. Actually, create expressions allows them to add emojis to the server. So this is really your choice. If you don't want random members to add new emojis to your server, you could just turn this off. I will turn it off actually, because you don't always want people adding random emojis and stickers in your server, especially if you don't want it. So I'll just turn that off actually. Manage expressions, anything with the word manage in it, you don't want that turned on for the @everyone role, of course, because that just wouldn't make sense, and you want to have a basic Discord server that works for a community and is not messed up and people can do whatever they want. Okay, now we have the view audit log. Let's skip that. Manage, skip these. Create invite, change nickname, sounds good, sounds fine, nothing wrong with that. And then scrolling down here, we have the send messages. Yep, of course, everyone can default send messages. Send messages in threads. Create threads. This is your choice once again. If you don't want people creating threads, you could turn this off. But we'll keep them on for now. A thread is basically just a separate message channel that someone can create where other people can join that thread and message in it, sort of like a Reddit post or something. The next we have embed links and attach files. So this is basically, can people post images and videos? If you don't want people posting images and videos, you could turn these off temporarily. But for now, we'll just leave them on. Add reactions. This allows people to add new reactions to a message. It says here, if this permission is disabled, people can still react using the existing reactions on a message. So basically, having this on means that people can add new reactions to the message, but but if it's off, they can still react on the existing ones. But this is all choice. The next permission here is the add reactions permission. This is once again your choice. If you don't want people to add a new reactions and you only want them to use the reactions that you put on there, you could turn this off. If not, you could turn it on, but we'll just leave it on for now. It's okay. Next one is the use external emojis and stickers. This basically means that people can use emojis or stickers from other servers, not the server that not your server basically. The next section here is the use external emoji or use external stickers section. Basically, this allows them to use emojis or stickers from other servers. Once again, this is your choice. If you want people to only use your emojis and stickers from your server, that's your choice. You could turn that on or off. And then lastly, we have the mention add everyone, adhere in all roles. This one you should turn off right away. You do not want the default everyone that joins to be able to ping everyone or spam ping anyone. It's just not safe. The only people that should be allowed to ping everyone is admins or mods or the owner itself, and that's about it. So you should turn that off right away. Scrolling down, we have the read message history. We can leave that on. This basically just lets people, of course, to read the message history of a channel. If you have this off, then they can only see the messages sent when they're online. So basically, if you go offline and this permission's off, you'll basically just lose all messages. You won't be able to basically see anything really at all until you're online. Then you'll start seeing messages. So it's just overall a really bad permission to have off. So you should always have this on pretty much for every role. Next section here, use application commands. This is basically to use bots. We'll be making a bot setup video in the future, probably in part 2 or part 3. So we could just leave that on for now, even though there's no bots in the server. But that should be fine. Send voice messages, should be okay. And then voice channel permissions, these are very basic. Can they join, speak, video in the channel? These are all your choice, but generally we'll just leave it on the default. We'll allow them to connect and speak into the channel and all that. And we can leave all these default. These are all fine. Use voice activity. That's all fine. That's just basically them speaking. Of course, don't give them mute members permission or deafen members permission. And then create events. We should delete this one because if you allow people to create events, they could spam create events or whatever. We shouldn't allow people to create events. The only people that should create events are admins or the owners or event managers in the server. So we'll just leave that off for now. And of course, administrator, of course not. They will not get that. Administrator is basically every single permission above here, but in one click. So don't give anyone that except the administrator themselves. So now that we're done with the add everyone section, everyone that joins the server should be completely fine, completely default, completely harmless, I guess you could say. So now we'll start off by working on the rest of the roles for the server. So we'll click here on our new role that we created. We will click on the display tab, which is the general settings for the role. And we'll change the role name, and we're going to first make a role called member. Now, not every server has a member role, but I like to have a member role because it's basically the default role. Instead of people joining and not having any roles at all, you might as well have a member role. So then on the members list on the side, it'll show all the members as a member and not just as a role-less character. So we'll have a member role here. You could then choose the color. You could choose a custom color here. Let's just pick a random color. Let's say green, because that's a good color. Let's do green here. Click Save Changes at the bottom. Always make sure to do that. You can then choose an image, but you can only choose an image for your role if you have a level 2 boost. So we'll completely ignore that option. The last two options here is to display role members separately from online members. This basically means that if someone doesn't have any roles at all, they'll be displayed separately from them. But since this will be given to everyone as they join, now of course we don't have a bot yet set up for that. But for now, since this is a basic server, we'll just assume that you give them the member role when they join. So we'll just turn this on, so then you could differentiate between the members and the online members. Next is the allow anyone to add mention this role. This basically means that everyone in the server can ping the role. You do not want this on. You never want this on for every role, any role at all, because if you have it on, then anyone can ping everyone that has a role. And since this is the member role, well, if the whole server has a member role and someone pings it, then everyone's going to get a ping. So keep that off. Anyways, so this section is completely done. It's pretty much all done here. The only last option here is the view server as role. This is sort of a developer option that Discord has here, where you could click this and you could choose a role and then view it as it. So you could see like what changes here. Nothing will change for us because we haven't changed anything. But say if there's certain channels that a regular member role cannot see, then it would disappear here for us. But that doesn't matter now for this tutorial, but just letting you know. So let's go back to the roles section, click on this, and continue what we're working on. So now we're going to go to the next tab here, the permissions tab. And now we're back to the big old permissions list that we started with on the @everyone role. So let's just go over this briefly. First things first, the @everyone role is already set, so then people that join have all these permissions already. So we do not have to go into the member role, which also everyone will have, and go and redo all these permissions. As long as the @everyone role has all these default permissions set, everyone with the member role, even though there's no permissions on it, will have these @everyone permissions, as long as this member role doesn't have anything off in a specific channel permission. But it should be completely fine as long as this is clear. It's fine. Basically, this will just act as a visual role, or a role that will just appear on the side, but it doesn't actually do anything. It has no permissions whatsoever. It's just a name and a color that goes on your profile. So that's the point of the member role. It's just a completely blank, completely useless role. It's just a role to differentiate the members from other people with other higher roles, which we will soon create. So the next role we create, will go up here to the create role. The next role we will create, we'll make a, let's say we'll make a moderator role. Okay. So these will be the moderators of the server. These are people that will be moderating the chat. Typically, moderators in Discord servers will be just looking over the chat, such as deleting messages, warning people, muting people, etc., etc. Not making major changes like an admin, but just the basic moderation of the users in the server. So we named the role here. Now we can choose the color. So let's choose red. Why not? Display role members separately. Of course, for almost every role, you want to have this on, just so then everyone's all separated on the list, and it just looks a lot nicer that way. So we'll always have that on here, and everything's good. Now we go to permissions, moderator role. Okay. Once again, going back to the member role here. Considering everyone has the view channel permission, for example, the member role doesn't have to have it on. It doesn't matter if it's on or off. They will have it as long as, like, if you're in the server, you get these permissions automatically. So whatever's in this @everyone section, they have, and that's it. Unless the channels say otherwise or the roles say otherwise, that is it. They have that permission. You don't have to change it on here because they already have it, because everyone has it. It's a default permission. So for the moderator role, we only have to edit the permissions that is not set under @everyone. So such as manage channels, manage roles, stuff like that. So for the moderator role here, let's go over which things they would moderate. Typically, it would be the chat. So let's just go through here. Manage channels, create, edit, or delete channels. Moderators typically wouldn't have that option. They're not admins. They don't create things. They don't delete parts of the server. They're there to moderate the people. That's all they do. They moderate the people, not the server itself. That's what admins are for. So they don't need manage channels permission. They don't need manage roles permission. But they do. They should have manage expressions permission. That's okay. The moderator can of course be allowed to add emojis and remove emojis. That's fine. View audit log. This is basically to view the changes made in the server. It's basically a log list. It's actually down here. Sorry, let me just save this. It's actually on the side here, the audit log. I have stream mode enabled, but if I disable this, there'll be a log of all the different server changes, such as a user joining a channel, or a user gaining a role, or someone getting banned or unbanned or whatever like that. So that's what that permission's for. That's your choice if you want the moderator to view that or not. I'll just leave it blank for now because I'll just leave that for the admin role. That should be fine. So the next permission here is the manage webhooks permission. This allows people to create or edit or delete webhooks. So this is basically messages from other apps or sites into the server. This one's debatable if you want this or not. It's your choice, but I'll just leave it off for now. It's kind of a whole separate video for that, for webhooks. So I'll just leave that off for now. If you want to put it on, you can, but we'll leave that. Admin can have it. Moderators don't really typically need that. They really only need to manage the users, so we'll leave that off. Manage server. We do not want the moderators to be allowed to change the server's name. There's no point. No one really should be allowed to change the server's name except the owner, but the admin would get access. But the admin's the admin. They could edit anything they want. So next thing here, create invite. These are all default permissions here. This one, manage nicknames. Now this, a moderator should have. They should be allowed to manage the nicknames of others, because of course, moderators, they manage all the people. So this is a people managing permission here, I'd say. So we could turn that on, manage nicknames. It allows them to change the nicknames of other members. The next section here is the kick or ban members section. The moderators are moderating the people, so you can turn on the option to kick and ban members, I'd say. I'd say it's fair that that they get the choice to ban or kick a member depending on what the member did, if they broke the rules and whatnot. So that I would say those should be on for the moderator role. Timeout members, of course, that should be on. They should be allowed to timeout or mute members, in other words. These are all default, all default. Mention add everyone, add here in all roles. This is debatable. You could choose if you want them to be allowed to ping or to make an announcement. I'll turn this on, I guess. It's okay. It's okay. They could be allowed to make announcements. Now the most important part of a moderator role is to manage the messages, delete messages or whatever, delete pins. That's fine. That should be the main thing that a moderator does. They should also be able to manage threads here. Everything else is fine here. Everything is fine all the way down. So we'll go into this voice channel permissions. They should down here. They should have the the mute and deafen members and move members permissions enabled here, so they could also moderate inside the voice channels if someone's disrespectful or breaking the rules in the voice channels. They could mute them or deafen them so they cannot speak. So that's the moderator role. The next role we create, of course, will be the admin role. So we'll create that now. Okay, let's choose the color. Let's choose aqua this time. Should be okay. One more thing to point out is on the roles list, you could drag roles to be higher than other ones. So we should drag the admin role above moderator, because the admin role should, of course, have more power than the moderator role, just as the moderator has more power than the member role. So the admin role is created here, displayed separately from other members. Of course, the first step. Then to permissions. Everything should be blank. And actually, for the admin role, we could actually just scroll right down to the bottom and enable the administrator permission. Now we don't have to go through all these other permissions, as this permission allows them to have every permission as of the admin, so they get access to everything. Another thing to point out is these last two tabs here I didn't touch on. The links tab, linking a connection app requires members to connect their accounts. So this is just creating a linked role, depending if someone has a connection or app connected to their role. But we'll just leave that blank now. This is a whole different topic here. Just ignore this, basically. The last tab is the Manage Members tab. Once again, this is just a list of all the members that have this role. So people like the admin or the owner can go here and see everyone who has whatever role and remove or add roles to them accordingly. Okay, so I'm actually going to create one more role here, and just for the sake of when we go into the channel permissions, I'll just create this role to demonstrate that. So we'll create a role called meme access, let's say. Meme access, this will be the role that will allow members to post memes in the meme channel, which I'll show you how to change that. Okay, and then we could choose the color here. Let's choose a blue, I guess. And then down here, we could turn on display role members separately, but since this is just a role, it's not a title role, I guess you could say. This is more of just an access role or a permissions role. We could actually leave this off, and they'll just have it on their account, but it won't display them separately or higher than members just for having meme access. We'll just leave this blank as it is. Same for the permissions. We'll just leave it blank. Just leave it default like member role. Because we'll edit the permissions in the corresponding channel to change people so they could have meme access in the memes channel. So now that we have our main basic rules created, we can now click escape here. So for the last part of this Discord server tutorial, we'll now set up the channel and category permissions. The category and channel permissions are basically the permissions are basically a separate set of permissions that, depending on the user's roles or whatnot, will change their access or different settings in that said channel that you edit the permissions in. So starting over here, we could see we have all the categories and channels, of course. We could edit the category permissions, but for the sake of this video, we'll be going through each channel's permissions instead, because if you edit the categories permissions and sync them with the channels, sync the categories permissions with the channels, then all the channels will have the same permissions, but we don't want to do that, so we'll just edit each channel individually. So as you can see, when you edit a channel, there'll be this whole screen that will pop up. There'll be the channel name, of course. There'll be a topic, which is basically just a description of the channel. You could set this if you'd like. This is the announcement channel, so we could say this is where announcements are made. Let's just say that for now, for example. So if I save that, of course, if you go escape, and you are in the announcement channel, you could actually see the topic is right here, so you could see the little description here. So that's basically what that is. So let's just go back into the edit channel option. Next is the slow mode section. This is basically if members can send messages in this channel. You could set a slow mode so they can only send messages at the set interval. So if it's at 1 minute, members can only send messages every 1 minute, but typically we have this off sometimes at 5 seconds if there's a lot of spam, but we'll just leave that off for now. And lastly is the age restricted channel option. This is just if it's a age restricted channel, then you can turn this on, so then people have to verify their age to get access to that channel. So continuing on to editing the permissions of a channel, you'll go to the permissions tab here. Now since this is the announcements channel, first we have to think, well, it's the announcement channel, so what should it look like? Well, it should be a channel that everyone in the server can view. They can see everything that's posted inside by the administrators or staff, but they cannot send any messages in it, and that's about it. So basically, just whenever you're creating a channel, first think about like how do you want it to look? Like, do you want members to send messages in it? Do you want them to view it? Do you want only certain people to view it, etc., etc.? And by going over that in your head, you could really visualize before actually choosing the permissions here on how you want to set up that channel's permissions. So for this channel, of course, we say, well, we don't want members sending messages in the channel, but we do want them to see the announcements, as it is an announcement channel, so we want people to see them. So let's do that now. So we have the @everyone role automatically in as we do in the roles section when creating roles. So this is basically the settings, the default settings for this specific channel for everyone in the server. So everything's on the slash icon. When it's on the NA slash icon, it basically means that it's going off of whatever the person's roles say. So for example, the view channel icon, the default @everyone role has view channel permission enabled, and because this is on a slash icon, they can just automatically view this channel. But if I turn this off, even though they have the @everyone role that says they can view the channel, because this one's off for everyone, they cannot. It doesn't matter what they have, they cannot for this channel. It's just that simple because we're editing the channel's specific permissions. So we'll just change that back to default because we want them to see it, of course. But let's just go over the very brief what we want people to do. So of course we said we don't want them to send messages. So let's go down to the send messages permission here. We'll turn this off. So this basically disables them send messages. Of course, if we have had it on the slash, they can send messages once again because their @everyone default role says they can send messages anywhere in the server. So since this is on a slash, they can send messages. So we turn this off, boom, save changes, and now they cannot send messages in the announcements channel. Next thing here, we got send messages and threads. It doesn't really matter about any of these, like attach files, upload images or videos. If they can't send messages, they can't send messages, and none of this applies. If they can't send messages in the first place, well, then they can't send images or videos. It's that simple. So all you have to do is just turn off the send messages permission, which just makes it simple and easy to understand. The only next major thing is the add reactions thing. This is, again, preference. If you want people to be able to add reactions to your announcements, then you could turn this on. If you only want them to react to the ones you added, such as if it's an announcement poll and you have, let's say, a thumbs up and a thumbs down, you don't want people adding a bunch of random reactions that don't have anything to do with it. So I would just keep this on off personally, and you just choose the reactions that are on the message. But if you want it on, you want people to put a bunch of random reactions on it, that's fine, it's your choice. But personally, I'll just keep that off for now. And the next thing, mention @everyone. They already don't have the permission to send messages, so we don't need to do anything with that, so don't worry about that. As long as this is off, it doesn't matter. Basically, none of this stuff matters because they can't send messages, but they can still view the channel. They can still view the channel defaultly. But just to be sure, just in case anything changes, I'll turn it on just cause I'll turn it on. The only other major permission here is the read message history. It's technically on because the @everyone default is already on. Same goes for the view channel permission. But I'll turn that on either way just in case anything weird happens, just to make sure that they can read the message history of the announcements channel. So this should be good. So they could view the channel, but they cannot send or add reactions. You cannot send messages or add reactions in the channel. So this looks completely fine. Now, we've edited the permission for everyone in the server, but we have not added any permission for other roles, such as moderator or admin, to send messages in this channel. Now, on the other hand as well, the admin role has the administrator permission. The administrator permission bypasses everything in the server. So even though there's no admin role, even though I never added the admin role here and said they could send messages, they could still send messages because they have the administrator permission. That's another reason why the administrator permission is very, very powerful, and you should only give it to very, very select people. So we technically don't have to add the admin role, but I'll do it just for the sake of this tutorial here. So we could add by clicking this little plus icon and then click on role. So we added the admin role, and we'll also add the moderator role because we'll allow moderators to also make announcements for the server. Basically, all we have to do change here. Remember, treat it the same as when you're creating a role. When you're creating a role, of course, you have the add everyone section, and then the actual roles themselves. Right? Now, since the add everyone section is set to view channel yes and read message history yes, that also means that these ones will be the same. These ones will also view channel yes and read message history yes. The only thing that changes though is the send messages and add reactions. So we could turn those on here. send messages, add reactions. You go to admin, send messages, add reactions, and then save changes. Okay. Now they should be able to send messages and add reactions, but everyone else in the server cannot, right? Now, of course, if we go down here, there is the mention add everyone and add here in all roles, but since the moderator and admin roles already have this permission overallly on, so they could send it in all channels, we don't actually have to change this. We could actually just leave this blank. As long as they can send messages, they still have their other permissions for, like, from their actual role settings themselves to mention everyone, so that should be fine. So this is actually very basic. We're just leaving these so they can send messages and everyone cannot. Everyone else cannot. Okay? So those are the permissions set for the announcements channel. Now it's basically going to be the same for the info channel, so I'm just going to quickly add these here. So add everyone, view channel, cannot send messages, cannot add reactions, can read message history, add moderator, add admin, view, send, add history, and then one more time. Okay. And then we could do the same with FAQ right over here. So once again, view, they cannot send, cannot add, they could read, and then moderator, admin. And once again, you could always change the permissions to however you like, but just get the gist of basically that the add everyone rule applies to everyone, and these and that your role permissions themselves don't get changed if this is on the NA option. Basically, like whenever this is on the NA option, just remember that it goes off of the role permissions and not the channel permissions here. So let's just turn this on. Okay, so now we have the permissions set up for the information channels. So just to do a test here, this is how to do a simple test. We could go to the server settings and go to the roles. We could then click on the member role, because remember the member role, they don't have access to anything. They're just a regular member in the server, so they should act like a regular member, right? They should only see the announcement channel, but they cannot send messages. So let's just double check that our permissions work. So we'll click the View Server as Role button on the bottom of the Display tab. Okay, and then we'll go up here to the Select Roles option and make sure the member role is selected. Now, as you can see, we are in the announcements channel already, and as you can see on the bottom, you do not have permissions to send messages in this channel. So the permissions are all set up, so we can see the message in here, but we can't do anything about it. So as you can see, if I take off the member role and I go back, sorry, let me just disable this for a sec, and let's say I just post an announcement. So let's do an add everyone announcement. I'll just say hello world, just an example. So as you can see, I posted an announcement, but if I once again go to the role of member and view server as role, as you can see, I cannot send messages, but I can still see the message. And remember, we turned off add reactions. If we go here to the more tab, there is no option to add reactions, right? There's nothing. But of course, if we weren't the member and we're the owner, well, we could add a reaction, right? So we could go here, we could add a reaction. And now if we go back, if we go back to viewing the server as a member, we could see the reaction. We could react to it, but we cannot add any new ones. So we know that all of our we could view the reactions, but there's no option to add a new one. So we know that all of our permissions are all good and all working. So that's a good start to a basic server, is having the information channels locked to everyone. So it's more professional, and everyone can only access the main channels here, and then you have a moderator and admin command, or sorry, moderator and admin role. The next we have the main channels permissions. Now we're gonna leave the general and counting channel blank because they're just there's no permissions here that we need to add really. We're just going to leave them on default, leave it as a default messaging channel where everyone can message no matter what. No exceptions, at least for now. So we'll just leave that all default. That's all. That's all completely fine. But the one thing we will change, as you can remember from earlier when we created the meme access rule, that was for the purpose of making it so only people with the meme access rule can access the memes channel and post memes in there. So let's go and edit the channel permissions for the memes channel. Once again, we could create a channel topic just for fun. So we'll say this is where you post memes. Okay. Save changes. And I'm also going to add a 5-second slow-mo just for fun so people can't spam images in here. Now to the permissions of it. We'll go here. Now we have the @everyone rule, so we want people to view the memes channel. We don't want them to send messages. We don't want them to add... Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave add reactions on, so then people could react to the memes that people post, even if they can't post memes in there themselves. And we'll also allow them to read message history, of course. Those are the main permissions there. Then we'll simply go here and add the meme access role. So we'll basically make it, once again, remember, go through your head. So what does meme access do? Well, it gives you access to posting memes in the meme channel. So how to do that? It's pretty much the same as the announcements, but just reversed. So now we're just going to go view channel, send messages, add reactions, and as well as we're also going to add embed links and attach files so we can make sure that they can post images and videos to the memes channel, because that's of course what a memes channel is for. And then of course we'll go down here and turn on read message history, and that should be completely fine. That should be completely fine. That should work. And then we'll also add the moderator role. The only reason I say that is because if there's a moderator that doesn't have the meme access role, although they are a moderator, they may not have access to the channel. Although they do have the manage messages role that may bypass send messages off permission. But just in case, we will add the manager role and make sure they can send messages in the channel, add reactions, and manage messages in the channel, of course, with message history. It should be completely fine since it's already enabled, but just in case, I'm just going to add it just in case. You know, you can never be too certain with permissions in Discord. You always want to make sure that all your permissions are spot on, especially once you start getting into 20, 30, 40, 50 plus channels. You want to make sure all your permissions are all set up properly and there's nothing weirdly overlapping. Okay, so now that we have the meme access permissions set up, now we can double check that it works by going to server settings, going to roles, going to the member role once again, view server as role, and as you can see, we're in the meme channel and we cannot send messages. But you can see if we go up here to select roles, we take off the member role and put on the meme access role, we can now send messages in the memes channel. So I don't have an image on hand, but I'll just post something random here. I'll just say hello. Just post a random message. If I go back to the member role, it does allow me to add reactions because remember we enabled it. So pretend this was a meme image. They could always come down here and put a reaction here. So then they could react to the memes that people post, and you don't have to worry about that permission overlapping or anything weird. So yeah, so the member and meme access role is all set up, so you can see how that works. Works perfectly fine. So lastly now, we are in the voice channels section. There isn't too much here. The general and gaming voice channel should be open to the public. That's totally fine. But one thing we can do, just to show you how to do voice channel permissions, which are also pretty much the same, but just for fun, we'll actually create a new voice channel and we'll call it staff. We'll call it the staff VC. We'll create that channel, and now we'll go, of course, edit the channel permissions. We'll go to permissions, and then we'll make it so. Now you could choose if you want people to view the voice channel. I'll leave it on. Like if you want a completely private voice channel where only the staff can view it, that's different. But it's okay if people can view it as long as they can't join or talk. So we have it set to where everyone can view the voice channel, but they cannot connect. So let's turn off the connect option. And we don't have to actually change the speaker video option because the connect option is already off. It same goes for the send messages. Like once that's off, you don't have to worry about changing anything else. But just for the sake of it, I'll turn off all these. And then once again, these don't count. Priority speaker, that just means that you have priority in the channel, and that means you can speak louder. But that doesn't matter since no one can join except staff. Then coming down here to the voice channel chat permissions. We could all leave this. Default for now. Really, all that matters is that they cannot connect to the VC. And then all we have to do now is just add the admin and moderator role like last time. Because since this is a staff VC, they should be the ones that can join and the only ones that can join. So we'll just simply just go here and click View Channel and Connect setting on. And that should be enough where they can join, and that's it. So let's just double check this. As you can see, there's a little lock icon. It says voice limited. That means like whenever there's a lock icon on a voice chat or a channel, that means that it's locked to only certain members to go into it. So if we go here to the members role, and then scroll down and click View Server as role, as you can see, the voice chat for staff is locked. But if we say had the moderator role instead, it's now unlocked, and we can now join it. So now that we have the whole basic Discord server set up, I'm going to quickly give myself all the roles. So now I'm now an admin. As you can see, admin, since it's the highest on the roles list over here, that's the one that will appear on the member list, right? If I don't have the admin role, then the moderator role will appear and not the member because the moderator is higher, of course. In the meme access role, if I only have the meme access role on, remember, since I didn't put it to display separately from online members, it doesn't actually create a title here because it's not displayed separately. It's just basically a color, and it's just a role that's on me, but it doesn't actually do anything. There's no title for it. But if I had the member role, for example, then there would be a member title here. And then there would be a purple color because the meme access role is higher than the member one. So the member one displays separately, but this one is just higher, so it gives me the color change. So now let me just give these roles back. So one last thing we could quickly do here that I forgot to do is we could actually create the AFK VC because I forgot to do that. So let's just quickly create an AFK voice channel. Let's actually make this uppercase. We'll create that channel. And then we'll just quickly go here to the server settings in the overview section, and then choose the inactive channel to be the AFK channel. Save changes, and now we can also choose your inactive timeout. So basically, how long do you want the person to be muted or inactive in a channel for them to be automatically moved to the AFK channel? I'll actually switch it to 15 minutes. Let's say 15 minutes is a good amount of time where someone is active and they can be automatically moved to AFK, assuming they are AFK. So now that the inactive channel is set up, we're pretty much done the basic setup of this Discord server. We went over the overview of this tutorial, we went over the roles of this tutorial, and we went over setting up channels, setting up the roles, and setting up all the permissions for it. So this will be the conclusion to the creation of a basic Discord server tutorial. Remember, this is part 1 of my Discord Academy 101 series. The next part will be focusing on adding bots to our Discord server, and also setting up the bots in the server so then you could use them accordingly. So once again, thank you for tuning into this video today, and once again I'll be posting the next part soon. Stay tuned. Please leave a like on this video, and please subscribe. We're trying to go for 500 subs here. This is a brand new series, pretty much a brand new channel starting up, and we're trying to make this a general Discord help channel. So please take that in mind, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to set up the Dyno Discord bot for your server. This is part 2 of my Discord Academy 101 series, and as you can see, we're continuing where we left off last time, where we created a basic Discord server in part 1. The first step in setting up the Dyno Discord bot is to go to its affiliated website. Most bots on Discord have an affiliated website with them where you can edit their commands. In this case, the website is called dyno.gg. I will have this linked in the description below so you could follow along. So let's go and continue into the website here. As you can see, we're on the main page of the website. This may look different in the future, but I'll always update new versions. One thing I would like to note is you should always be logged in with your Discord account on the same browser that you're using to set up your bots. This way, you can log in with Discord on the bot's affiliated website. So the first step in setting up this bot is to log in with Discord. Since I'm already logged in with Discord on this browser, it will automatically log me in. So let's click on this button now. As you can see, it's logged me in, and now I'm on the main UI section. It will then give you a list of all the servers that you're in that you have admin control of. As you can see, we have our server that we made in part 1 right here. To add the bot to the server, we'll click on the server that we want to add it to. So let's click here. Now, it will ask to get access to your Discord account. All bots on Discord do this so then they can join your servers. The only thing in this instance that the bot needs is to add the bot to the server and to create commands. Next, you will choose the server for the bot to join, and as you can see, we've selected our server that we made in part 1. Next, let's click continue. Now we're in the permissions section where you choose the permissions that the bot has access to. These will be the permissions that the bot has in your server, so you could choose whichever you'd like, but typically we'd have administrator on. So in this instance, I'll keep administrator on, so then it has all permissions in my server, and then I'll click authorize. Then you'll get a verification that you're human and not a robot. Okay, now the bot is added into our Discord server. As you can see, if we go back to the Discord site, the bot is in our server, he's online. Now before we continue, we should first create the Discord bot role. We never made a bot role in the last part, so let's do it now. Remember, go to the server settings, go to the roles tab, create role, and then name it. We will call this one bots. Let's choose the color to be yellow. Display separately from online members, remember that rule, and save changes. Since the bot already has administrator permissions, we don't need to change any permissions for this role, as it's just a title. But as you can see, when we invited the bot to our Discord server, it automatically created a role for itself with all the permissions that we granted it. And there's an administrator permission right there. One thing we should do though is to drag the Dyno role to the very top of the list. This will give it permission to overwrite all the other roles and to edit them at leisure. Now that that's done, let's escape and let's give him the role. Remember, right click, go down to roles, hover over it, and go and hover over the role you want to add. Now he has the bot role, now it looks a little more cool. Now let's continue and go back to the website. As you can see, it looks a little complicated, but don't be intimidated once again. The first thing we'll do is to scroll down here to the modules section so we can see all the modules that the bot has access to. First things first, we'll turn off the premium ones, assuming that you don't have the premium version of the bot. The next thing here, let's go down the list. We have the moderation commands. Let's keep that on because that's what Dyno's known for. The next module is the auto roles module. We will keep this on, as if you remember in the last video, we wanted people to get the member rank as they join the server. The next one is a very important one called the action log. You want to keep this on because this is basically the audit log, but in a channel. We'll get to this later. The next one is the autoresponder. We could turn this off as it's not that important. The next one's custom commands. We'll leave this on so we could show you how to make some custom commands later, but you don't have to have this on if you don't like. The next one is automatically delete messages in a channel after a user sends them. We don't really need this right now, so let's turn this off. The next one is the welcome messages module. We will turn this on as I want to show you how to set up a welcome message channel. The next one is the starboard. This is pretty much useless, so let's turn this off. Next is auto ban. We don't need auto ban, so let's turn this off as well. Forms. We don't need forms, so we'll turn this off as well. The next one is announcements. If you want to have join/leave announcements or DMs, you could keep it on, but for this video we won't be covering it, so let's just turn it off for now. The next one is the message embedder. We don't need to manage it right now, so let's just turn that off. Tags. We don't want people to create tags. We don't need the premium features, so we'll turn both these off here. Reaction roles we could use, but in this video we're not, because we're going to be using a different bot for a different video to set up our reaction roles. Sneak peek, it will be YAGPDB. So let's turn this off for Dyno. The last two here is giveaways and auto message. We don't need auto message on right now. And giveaways, we'll be using the giveaway bot for another video, so we'll also turn this off. Okay, so now that we've set all the modules for the Dyno bot, now we could go over each one and learn how to use it. The first one here is the moderation commands, so let's go to settings here. Now it'll bring us to the moderator module page. Now we have a few options here. So let's go over the first section here, where there's a few options for the moderation module. First things first, DM users on kick, ban, and mute. We will turn this on as that is pretty useful. The next one is use Discord timeouts for mute. We'll turn that off for now. The next one is delete mod commands after executed. So do you want the moderator commands that you send to be deleted right after you use them? Sure, let's have that on so it's a little more anonymous. The next one is to respond with a reason. Sure, we can keep that on so then people know why they got banned. Remove rules when muted. We shouldn't have this on because that would be really annoying if you mute someone and they lose all their roles and then you have to give them all back later. The last one is to preserve messages on ban. We can leave that off. On to the next section, the moderation log channel. This is one of the most important parts of the Dyno bot, so let's go do this now. So let's go back to Discord and create this channel. The first thing we could do here is to create a new category for staff only. So remember, use the triple dashes and then put staff only. Triple dashes for Flair. Once again, we will be making a Flair video in the future, but for now we'll just use this option. Let's create the category. And now remember, let's go to the plus symbol next to it. Click there. Make sure it's set on a text channel and call it logs. Let's create the channel. Next step, let's quickly set up the permissions that we learned in the last video on how staff can only view this channel. So let's go into the settings here, right click, go down to edit channel, and then go into the permissions tab. Let's first make sure that users cannot view this channel as it is an audit log channel and we don't want people to see the audit logs that the bot posts. So let's turn off view channel for add everyone, no send messages, no message history. That should be fine. Save the changes. Next, let's go up here. Let's add the moderator and admin role. And they could view the channel. We can leave everything else blank, as the rest of the role will cover that. But we can go down here and quickly turn on the read message history, so then they don't lose the history of the audit log as they get posted. Let's turn these on. Okay, and now let's get out of here. And now let's go back to the website. We will have to refresh so then the channel pops up in the log channel section, so let's do that. Now let's go to the log channel section here. Let's find it, it's down here. Let's click on it, there we go. So now we have a logs channel. So any moderator actions will be logged in this channel now. So let's move on. Next one is moderator roles. Members in moderator roles will have access to moderator commands. So let's choose our moderator roles right now. Of course, we'll have the moderator role. Let's also add the admin role. That should be it. The next one is protected roles. Members of protected roles can't be muted, kicked, or banned by moderators. We'll leave this blank as everyone should be able to be banned if they do break the rules. Continuing down here, we have lockdown channels. This is if you want to set up the lockdown command. We will be following this in another video, so let's just leave it blank for now. But basically what it does is choose a select amount of channels to lock down. So if there's a raid happening in your server, you could use the lockdown command and all the channels will lock, so then no one can spam or raid the server. The last section is the custom responses messages. This does require premium, so we can't do anything here. But if you did have premium, you could edit the messages that the bot says for whatever action was taken, such as ban. You could change the message from user was banned to uh-oh, user was banned, or whatever you'd like. But since we can't do that, we'll leave that completely blank for now. So let's go back up and let's go to the next module. Now let's go and click on the modules tab here. And now there will be a couple new modules that will pop up here, so let's quickly go over them. The AFK one, allow members to set an AFK status. We will turn this off for now. Next is the fun commands for Dyno. We'll leave this on as these are just fun commands that Dyno can use. No harm done, and you might as well just have them on your server. The next one is reminders. We'll leave this on to let people to set reminders for themselves. That's fine. That's whatever. No harm done. Nothing complicated there. And then let's go all the way down here to the highlights section. We'll turn this off so we don't have any highlighted words in our server. Now let's go back up to the top. And let's go on to the next section, the auto roles. Let's click on settings here. So now we'll have this new prompt up here where we can choose the role that gets added to the user upon joining. So of course we want the member role to be added, like we said in part 1. So let's go here to select role, and let's choose the member role. We can then choose a delay, and in this case I'm actually going to add a delay of 5 minutes, so then they have to be in the server for 5 minutes before becoming a member. This will filter out any weird bots or spam members that join, or people that join and then leave right away. The next we could choose the type, add or remove the role. Of course we're adding the role to the user. So now let's click add to add this auto role list. There we go. Now it's been added to the auto role list, so now anyone that joins will be given the member role in the next 5 minutes. Now let's go back to the module tab and go to the next module. The next module is the action log. This is one of my most favorite parts of Dyno, as it's very important for the server. So let's go to the settings section here. Now once again, we get the prompt to choose the log channel. So let's quickly choose the log channel which we created earlier as logs. Next we have a couple things here. Specify channels for each event. We can leave this off. Show avatar on join syslim. We'll also leave this off because this can be really annoying. New count age. This is basically the age that the account must be created on, I believe. So let's just leave it on 3. You could raise this if you like, but we'll just leave it on the default for now. So now let's scroll down here to the events section. This is the most fun part of setting up a log channel, as you get to choose which events become logged. So let's go through here. This is all personal preference. You could choose whichever you'd like, but I'll go over the ones that I like to put on. I like to have message delete on, message edit, image delete. I'll keep that on to log any images that would break the rules that are deleted. Bulk message delete. We could leave that off for now. Log invites. Sure, we could see who invited who and how many. Moderator commands, of course we're doing that as we did earlier. Now onto the member events section. We should have all of these on, as every single piece of information on a member helps with moderating the server better. The next one is the role events section. We do want to know when a role is created, when a role is deleted, or a role is updated, just so we know. Every single thing that's logged extra is just better help in moderating the server and helps the staff as well. Next one is channel events. Sure, we should have channel created, channel update, channel deleted. In fact, we should actually go down here to emoji events, and we should just turn on everything here. Voice channel join, voice channel leave, voice channel move. By having almost all of these things on, we can now see every single change that happens in the server. The only downside to having this is there will be a lot of spam inside that logs channel, so you want to make sure that it's either muted or just not giving any pings at all. But having all these logged events on helps people to track down members who have broken the rules, or even staff members that have broken the rules, because they could see everything that has changed and they could even make an investigation out of it. Lastly, on the bottom here, we have ignored channels and ignored roles. These are channels that will not be logged events for, or users that will not be logged events for. We'll leave these both blank, as we should have every single part of the server be logged in case of anything going wrong. So now, let's go back to the Modules tab and continue on. The next tab here. The next one is the Custom Commands module. I will be demoing how to create a custom command, but you could choose whichever custom command you'd like to create. Let's first go to the settings section here, and now we'll have this very simple UI here, and we'll first click Add Command. Then we'll have this giant UI pop up here, where we can choose a bunch of settings. So let me just open all these tabs first. So now let's create a name for the command. I'm going to call this one Boop. In the description, we'll just say Boops Back. This is a very simple command. This is a very simple message command I'm creating here, just as an example. Now into the command section, we'll choose what the bot replies with. This is very simple for this command since it's just a message command, so we'll just use the prefix user as shown down below, where it mentions the user that's calling the command. So let's use that prefix, and then we'll just say user, comma, boop. Now moving on down here, we can leave all this blank, as we just want a simple message command that will send this back in the same channel that it's sent in. So let's go all the way down to the bottom here and click Add Command. And now the command is created, so now we can test it out in the server. Before we test it out though, we'll quickly go over the last module here, which is the Welcome section. So let's go here to the Welcome section and click Settings. And now once again, it will be asking for a new channel called the Welcome channel. So let's go create that now. Let's go to the server. We're going to create the Welcome channel at the very top, as it's just protocol for most Discord servers to have their Welcome channel at the very top of the server, not even in a category. So let's just create a channel here. We'll call it Welcome. Create channel. Now that the channel has been created, you go into the settings here and quickly edit the permissions. Everyone should be able to view the channel. They should not be able to send messages in it, and they should be able to read the message history so they can see who joined. We don't need to add any other roles, as no one should be able to send messages in the server. It's just a channel to let you know when people joined, so there's nothing to be sent in it aside from messages from the bot. So let's get out of here and let's go back to the bot itself. Now let's refresh the page so we could add the channel to this Welcome channel. Scrolling down here, we can see the Welcome channel here, so let's add that. The next thing here is the option to send a welcome message in a DM. We will not turn this on, as if you turn it on, then it'll disable the Welcome channel feature, so we'll leave it off so then they only get a welcome message in the Welcome channel in the server. The other thing here, we could choose if you want a message, an embed in text, or custom image, but we'll just leave it on message. And now we could choose the message that it will send whenever a user joins the server, and this is the message that it will send in the welcome set channel. So let's make the message now. Welcome to the server, user. It's pretty fine, but let's make our own. We'll say user. Remember the prefix user. Welcome to, and then we'll use the server name and an exclamation mark. You can make whatever you like here. You could use the variables down below to create your own welcome message. So now let's click update to make sure that's updated. And as you can see in this bottom right corner, it says success. That means it was updated. So now let's test everything that we've done to the Dyno bot. Let's go to the server down here. And let's first test the logs channel. As you can see, there's already a few messages in the log channel, so let's check it out. So the only first thing logged is the channel created, #welcome, which is what I just did not too long ago. And also, as you can notice, the logs channel has a lock on it, so that means that only certain people can see it and message in it. Just to test the logs channel even further, let's go into the settings and create a role. This will just be a temporary role, but let's do it. Let's click create role. Now let's edit the name. We'll just call it test. We'll save that, and then after all that, we will right-click the role and delete it. Now it should have logged all those changes. And now we can see the logs here that the role was created and the role was deleted. And as you can see, it used the name that we changed it to when we deleted it. The next section we would test is the welcome channel, but since it requires a regular user to join, we won't be able to test it out today, but I will guarantee you it does work. The next thing we could do is to test the bot command that we created. So let's first create a bot commands channel, which we haven't done yet. So let's go to the main channels and click create channel. We will call this bot commands. Click create channel. So now that that's set up, let's test our command. One thing we could first do is to go down here and use the /customs list. This will show us a list of all the custom commands that we have created. To use the command we created, we must go into the chat and use the bot's prefix. The Dyno bot's prefix is defaulted to a question mark. Then the command is called boop, and if we type that into the channel, we get our response that we created, where it pings you and then it says boop back. So now that we know that the custom command's working, we should be good to go. The next thing that we didn't do yet, though, is to quickly edit the commands that can be used in the server. If we see here, if we use the / command, we could see the list of all Dyno's commands, and as you can see, it's pretty darn long. Now not everyone wants hundreds of commands from one bot able to be used by most members. So to edit which commands are used, we will first go back to the website. So as you can see here, we are underneath the commands tab on the website, and we can see a bunch of other tabs on the top of all the different types of commands the bot offers. You could do this on your own time, but we'll quickly go through all of them right now. First section is the manager section. I'll quickly enable which ones I want and which ones I don't want. You could choose which ones you want and which ones you don't want on your own time. For the manager tab, I'll only be turning off Ignore Channel, as all the rest of the commands are pretty useful. The next tab is the Fun tab. This one's your choice, but I'll leave them all on, because the more fun in the server, the better it is. The next tab is the Miscellaneous tab. I will quickly turn off the Flip a Coin option and the Highlights option. The rest are fine. Next is the Moderator tab. This one I'll leave all of them on, so moderators can use all the moderator commands with this bot. Next is Info. I'll turn off most of these off. We don't need the bot stats on. I don't really care for them, and it's all fine. The next one is the Rules tab. I will disable all of these, because I don't want people creating rules just from a command, or deleting rules just from a command. Next is Tags. Turn these off. Then Slow Mode, which I will leave on, as it is a useful command. And lastly, Game, which I'll turn off. Now that we've edited all the commands for the bot, we should be fine, and of course, you choose which ones you want on your server. Going back to the dashboard here, we can see that it just updated. We can see all of our recent activity on this website, and we could always edit any of these modules in the future if we'd like to turn them on. So to conclude this Dyno setup tutorial, I will recap what we've just went over. We set up the welcome channel, we set up custom commands and a bot commands channel, we set up the audit logs channel, and we've set up the auto join member role command. After everything's said here, that is the conclusion to setting up the Dyno Discord bot on our server. So once again, thank you everyone for watching, and in the next video, we'll be learning how to set up the YAGPDB bot with the reaction rules option. Once again, please like and subscribe this video, as it does help this series a lot, and please leave a comment if you'd like to see more. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to set up reaction roles with the YAGPDB Discord bot in your server. This is part 3 of my Discord Academy 101 series, and as you can see we're continuing where we left off last time, where we set up 5 different modules with the Dyno Discord bot. So to start off, we have to go to the YAGPDB affiliated website, which in this case is yagpdb.xyz. Once again, like last time, I'll have it in the description below so you can follow along. So first step, of course, is to go to the website. And now we'll be brought to the main page of the website here. Once again, if any updates change, I'll make sure to do an updated video. Remember, always be logged in on your Discord account on the browser so you could instantly log in to any Discord bot's website with a breeze. So first step on this website is to go to the top right corner here where it says Control Panel. So let's go there. Now we're brought to the documentation site for YAGPDB, and there's another button in the top right corner to log in with Discord. Since I'm already logged in with Discord, it'll log me in pretty much automatically, but let's try it out. So as you can see, it pops up the authorization screen. Once again, it tells you what the bot needs from your account, and all it needs in this instance is access to your username, avatar, and banner, and to know what servers you're in. So let's click Authorize. So now we're brought back into the main page of the documentation site, but now we're logged in. And as you can see, just like on the Dyno site, there's a select server option. So let's click here. Let's select our tutorial server, or whatever server you're working on. And once again, it brings up this prompt where it asks to get access to your Discord account so it could join your server. Once again, just like the Dyno bot, it only needs access to adding a bot to a server and creating commands. So let's go and continue. As you can see, it brings up the permissions tab once again. This time, however, there is no administrator permission available. This is because it wants you to choose more specific permissions depending on what you're using the bot for. But you could always add the administrator permission to the bot once he's in the server, but for now, we'll just leave all this on and click Authorize. Verify yourself. And there we go. It should be added to the server, as it says here. And now we can go back to the server just to quickly double check that it was added. And as you can see, it's right here. First thing that we did with the Dyno bot, like last time, we'll go and give it the bot's role. There we go. And now we have 2 bots in our Discord server, looking pretty nice. So now let's go back to the website and see what we got going on here. Remember, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to set up reaction roles with this bot. So first step first, we're logged in, but now it's in our server. So now we can select the server that we'd like to edit. And as you can see, there's a little wrench icon which means that it's in our server and we can edit what's inside. So let's click on here. And now we're brought to this main page where you have all the different options for this bot. Similar to Dyno, it has options for custom commands, moderation, and auto moderator. But for this bot's sake, we're here for the reaction roles, as this is what the bot was previously known for. So let's go first. We're going to go to Tools and Utilities. Then we'll click on Role Commands. And now we'll be brought up to the Role Commands tab. And now the first step to making a new reaction roles section is to create a new group. Before we create a new group though, we have to make the roles that people want to react to. So let's first go back to the Discord server and create some roles. So let's go up here. Remember, go to Server Settings, then go to the Roles tab, and then Create Role. For this tutorial to create a reaction roles section, let's do a simple thing. Let's make a reaction roles section for the device that you're using. So let's choose a few devices here. Let's say the first one is mobile. Then let's create a new role, and let's do this one as desktop. And just for a third one here, let's do one called tablet. Save changes, and now let's quickly first drag the YAGPDB role above everyone else's role, so then they can assign every single role that's below it. If, for example, the YAGPDB role was underneath all these roles, the bot wouldn't have the permission to give users any roles above it. So we always make sure it's up here with the Dyno bot. Very quickly, let's add some color to these roles. So I think I'm going to choose 3 shades of pink. So let's do a lighter shade. Let's do a darker shade. And let's do a really dark shade. Let's save changes. One other thing you can do is to add emojis to the roles to also differentiate them. I will be going over this in another video where we cover different types of ways you could add Flair to your Discord server, but for this instance, we could quickly add some emojis here. So just give me a sec, I'll be right back. So as you can see, I added a few emojis to these roles, just to make them a little more stylish. So now, let's go back out of here. Let's go back to the website. Let's refresh the page. And now let's create our new group. This group should be called, What is your device? The next section here is the mode section. There are 3 modes here: standard, single, and multiple. Standard is basically the same as multiple, except multiple roles mean that you could choose the max and minimum of roles that you could choose. Standard is just as many as you'd like. But in this case, we're only going to have them choose one, so we'll choose single. Moving on to the next section here, we have requires roles and ignore roles. For require roles, you could set a role that you would like to require for them to choose the reaction role, but in this case we'll leave it blank. The next one is ignore roles, where you can choose which roles are ignored when the user is choosing the reaction roles. The last 2 things here is for the mode single, where it says require one role in group at all times after initial assignment. This means that after they choose a role from that reaction roles, they can never remove it, and they must have at least one of them. And the other one is to remove existing role when assigning another role in the group. We will turn both of these on. By turning the first one on, once they choose their role, they must have one. And by choosing the second one on, it will remove the existing role when you're assigning a new one, so then they don't have multiple roles. And that's why we have the mode single on. So now let's go and create new group. And now as you can see, there's a new tab on the top for the group that we just created. Now, making sure we are under this tab for this group, we'll now go down here to create a new role command. Each role command we create is basically the command they could either use in the server by typing the command in to give themselves the role, or by clicking on the reaction when we create the reaction roles section in the server. So let's create the 3 role commands for our roles that we just created. So we'll make the first one mobile, then we'll choose the role mobile, and then we'll leave the rest blank as long as it's under this group name. So let's click create new role command. Now we'll do the same with the other 2. So we'll do desktop, desktop, create new, and then tablet, tablet, and create new. And now we have the 3 role commands here. So now when we create the new section, all these will be inside of it. So now that that's all set up, we can now go back to our Discord server and create the role command section. Before we do that though, of course, we need the actual reaction roles channel to be created in the first place. So let's go to the information category and create a new channel. Make sure it's text, and we'll call it reaction roles. As you probably have noticed, many servers have a self roles or reaction roles section when you join. So let's click create channel. So now let's go edit the permissions quickly so that no one could talk in it. Add everyone, view channel on, send messages off, read message history on. Then next, we have to add the Discord bot to the permissions list so then it can send messages itself. Because if we just leave it on add everyone, this will disable the permissions for everyone no matter what. So let's go and add the YAGPDB bot, view channel, send messages, and then read message history. Save changes. Let's click escape. So now, to create the reaction roles section, we'll go down here to the chat, open up the commands list by pressing /, and then we'll type role menu create as I have here. Click on the command role menu create. Then it will give you a list of the groups that you've created on the website. So we'll click the what is your device group in this case. So let's click on there. And then we can leave the rest blank and just click enter. By doing this, it'll open up his own prompt where it sets up the role menu, And now you have a few things you have to do yourself. As you can see, you can read it, and it says role menu setup 0/3, as in they're on the first role of the 3 roles. Then it'll say to react with the emoji for the role command. So you're going to basically choose the emoji that you want people to react with to get this role here, whichever role you choose, right? So for the mobile role, we'll just use the phone emoji. For the desktop role, we'll use the desktop emoji. And for the tablet role, we'll use the incoming message phone emoji. And now, we could delete this last message here. As it says here, you could delete all the messages now. So you could delete this bottom message here. And now we just have the role menu here. So now let's test it out by clicking on the emoji here that's linked to each role. So since I'm on desktop, I'll click the desktop emoji here. And now it should give me the role of desktop. Let's see here on my account. And as you can see, it did give me the desktop role, as well as it did DM me. And it says, exceeds tutorial server, desktop gave you the role. So it's letting you know that it gave you the role in the server. So let's go back to the server here. And now as you can see, if I test this out, if I choose a different one, like mobile for example, although this is still reacted, it did remove my desktop role and give me the mobile one. To make this look better, you could unreact from this. It doesn't matter. But either way, it'll always remove the previous role if you ever change it to a different one. And as you can see, it also DM'd me again, saying that it gave me the mobile role. And if we go to the logs channel here, like we made in the last video, we can see all the changes here, and we can see that I was removed from the desktop role, and I was given the mobile role. So in conclusion, we learned how to set up a reaction role section with the YAGPDB Discord bot. And with the way I've shown, you could create any type of role section that you'd like to create. You could choose any group name you'd like, and make as many roles as you want to be in that reaction role section. In the next video, I'll be showing you how to set up giveaways with the giveaway Discord bot. Once again, thank you everyone for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe, and please let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. This series means a lot to me, and I'd like to continue making more videos on it. I do have many more parts planned for this series, and I plan to keep going on as long as I can. And I really hope you find these videos really helpful and educational. And once again, if I'm making any mistakes or if I'm missing anything, please let me know in the comments below. But in the end though, I'll see you guys in part 4. We'll be going over the giveaway Discord bot, and then we'll go from there. I have many more things planned, so please stay tuned, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to set up the giveaway bot for your Discord server. This is part 4 of my Discord Academy 101 series. And as you can see, we're continuing where we left off last time, where we set up reaction roles with the YAGPDB Discord bot. So to start off, we'll first go to the affiliated website, as we do with all the other bots. But in this case, it'll be giveawaybot.party. I will have this linked in the description below, so you can follow along. But let's first go to the website here, right now. So now we're on the main page of the website here. And as you can see, there's a big button here that says Add to Discord. Just like on all the other Discord bot websites, there's always an Add to Discord or Log in with Discord button. But since the giveaway bot doesn't have an editable command section on their website, it's simply straight to Add to Server. There is no sign into Discord, as there's nothing to edit on their actual website. As you can see, if you scroll down below, there's a big list of all the commands that you could use with bot. So let's follow the first step and click on Add to Discord. Now as you can see, like all the other times we've clicked this button, it opens up the exact same prompt as last time, where it says that it wants to add the bot to the server and create commands. So now let's select the server that we're adding it to, which of course will be our tutorial server, and then we'll click continue. Then once again, the permissions section will pop up. This time, the giveaway bot only needs a few different permissions, basically allowing it to send messages in every channel. This bot doesn't require any administrative permissions, so this is all fine, so let's click authorize. Verify yourself. And there we go. It says thanks for adding giveaway bot to your server. So now let's check back on the server here. And as you can see, it's now online here. And just like last time, let's go down here to roles and give it the bot role. As well as, let's go here into server settings, into the roles tab, click on any role, and then drag the giveaway bot role to the top once again. Save changes. We should do this with all our bots that we invite, just in case it needs to override any permissions of any other role. So now let's escape here. And now we have to create a giveaways channel for the giveaways to be done. So let's go here to information. Let's click create channel. Make sure it's on text, and we'll call it giveaways. Then click create channel. And let's move it up just a little bit, just over reaction rules here. Now once again, let's go into the permissions of the channel. Go for add everyone. Make sure they can view the channel, but cannot send messages. And read message history. Then we'll go back up to the top here, and make sure to add the giveaway bot, and allow it to view the channel, but also to send messages, embed links, and attach files, and read message history here. And then we'll add the admin role and the moderator role, and we'll also give them permission just down below to send messages. This will allow the admins and moderators to create giveaways in the giveaway channel. So now if we escape here, we can now test out the commands for the giveaway bot. So as you can see, if we go back to the website, go back to the main page, and scroll down a bit, we can see that there's a list of all the commands you could use with the bot. So the most important one though is /gcreate to create the giveaway itself. So let's do that. So let's go here in the chat, in the giveaways channel, and we'll put in a slash. We'll click on the giveaway bot. We can see a list of all its commands here, but we're going to use the /gcreate command. So let's type that out. Click on it, and then click enter. And now you can see it opens up this little interactive box here where you could edit the giveaway itself that you're creating. So you could first choose the duration. It gives an example of 10 minutes. But if you want to do days, you could do 1D. So if you put D for days, or M for minutes, or you could also do 30 seconds, or however many seconds you like. So for this test, we're going to do 15 seconds here, so we could see the giveaway ending. The next section here is to choose the number of winners that win. Depending on the number here, this is based off of how many people join the giveaway. So say 10 people join the giveaway, and this is, for example, 3. Then that means 3 unique users from that giveaway who joined it out of those 10. So 3 unique users out of those 10 users that joined the giveaway will be chosen as a winner. There is no chance of it being a duplicate winner. So as you can see, we're gonna be the only one really selecting it, so there'll be only one entry, one winner, so it's just an automatic win for me, but that's fine. And the next here you choose the prize, which is basically the title of the prize that you're giving away. So let's just say, for an example, let's just say Discord Nitro was the prize. And then you could also choose, optionally, if you'd like to add a description. So let's add a description just to test it out. So we could say, giveaway of Discord Nitro Premium, letting the users know that it's Nitro Premium and not Nitro Classic. And then if we click submit here, it'll post the giveaway. There we go. So it adds in 12 seconds, so let's make sure to join by clicking this emoji here. And now we can see there's one entry, which was me. There's one winner, which will be automatically me. Enter 1 second. 1 second to go. Sometimes the bot needs to load here. There we go. And as you can see, it pinged me and it says, congratulations at me. You won the Discord Nitro. So it'll always say you won, and then it'll give the prize name. And as you can see, there is the description we set here, just below the prize name here. and then it will say the ended date and when it ended, so you could view that. And if you'd like, you could also click on the giveaway summary button, which will then visit their website again, so we'll trust their giveawaybot.party website. We'll visit that site, and as you can see, there's a big list of a giveaway summary here, so you can see all the entrants and the exact people that entered. You can see the giveaway ID, the exact date, time, and second that the giveaway ended, and all the other stats here. And that's a good way to moderate the giveaways that happen, or to see exactly, or especially to see if there's someone cheating and using bot accounts to log into the giveaways. Because that is something that happens, is people, they spam bot accounts like 50 times into a giveaway just to increase their odds of winning, which is completely cheating, but that is one way that you could view if they are using bot accounts or not, and who it's attached to. A couple other important things you could do with a bot is a command called /g reroll, and then we paste in the giveaway ID here. And to get the giveaway ID, we could click on giveaway summary once again, and then it'll say the giveaway ID here. You could copy this, go back to your server, and paste it in here. And then you could choose the number of new winners to pick if you'd like to choose a different number than what was originally on the giveaway. But we'll just leave it at default, and then we'll click enter, and it'll re-roll the giveaway. Now, as you can see, since I'm the only entry in the giveaway, it'll just make me the winner because there's no one else to be rolled, so it's just an automatic win for me. But if there was more users, it would re-roll the giveaway, so there would be another chance of someone else being a winner. One more thing you could do is /g list, which gives you a list of the active giveaways in the server. If we click here, we can see that there's no giveaways currently running. That's because all of our giveaways have ended. But if we create a new giveaway, for example, /g create, let's choose a different thing here. Let's say 10 minutes. 10 minutes, just so it's longer, so it doesn't end instantly. Number of winners 1. Prize, we'll just keep it the same, Discord Nitro. And we'll leave the description blank just to do this test here. And as you can see, the giveaway was created, as it says here. It gives you the ID for it. We could dismiss this message, join the giveaway if you'd like. But more importantly, if we do /g list, it'll now show the active giveaway here that we just created, which is this one here, Discord Nitro. And it gives the whole description here, and it also gives the channel that the giveaway is being hosted in. So if you have multiple giveaways in different channels, so just for a test here, if we had a giveaway in #info channel, we have to first give it the permission to send messages. So let's just quickly add the bot here, giveaway bot, and go down to send messages, embed links and attach files just in case, save changes, and now we can create a giveaway here, create. Once again, we'll do the same thing, 10 minutes. We'll change the prize to Discord, I don't know, Discord boost. Let's say Discord server boost. Let's do that. Discord server boost. Keep the description blank and submit. Dismiss, react if you'd like. And then if we go back to the giveaways channel and we do /g list, it'll give the list of the giveaways again, but now you can see it shows the other channels that it's in, such as #info, and also all the other information here, which is very useful, as well as when it ends. So this is a good way of viewing all the giveaways that that's in your server, or in another server if you do have permission to use these commands. So one more important command here is if you take the ID of the giveaway here, we could take this one, #giveaways, which is this giveaway here, copy this ID, and then if we go /g end, and then paste the giveaway ID here, click enter, and then click enter again, then it will end the giveaway. And as you can see, it ended the giveaway instantly, but it ended it with a winner. So the end giveaway command is basically ending the giveaway's timer and instantly giving a winner with the entries that were entered in. So like it'll still roll the giveaway, but it'll end it instantly, so there won't be any more time to enter in. So only the current entries will be rolled, of course. But if you'd like to end a giveaway without any winners winning, and you simply like to delete it, you could of course delete the message itself, but to more thoroughly delete it, because I'm not sure if that actually deletes it fully, is if you go /g delete, and then you paste the giveaway ID, or it'll give you the option of the giveaways that are currently in this channel. So let's just click on Discord Server Boost, which is this giveaway here, and then if you click enter, it'll delete the giveaway, but there's no winners, and it's simply gone. So in conclusion, that is a tutorial on how to add the giveaway bot to your server, create giveaways, re-roll the giveaway winner, and how to see the list of the active giveaways, and also how to end them or delete them depending on if you want a winner or not. So thank you guys for watching this video, and in the next video we'll be going over the Arcane bot and how to set up leveling rules for your Discord server. And after that video, we'll be going over the Discord Flair and different ways you can add Flair to your Discord server, including ways you could add it to your roles and channels. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and please subscribe and leave a like and comment, and please stay tuned for all the rest of the tutorials that come in this series. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hello everyone. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to set up leveling rules with the Arcane Discord bot for your server. This is part 5 of my Discord Academy 101 series, and as you can see we're continuing where we left off last time, where we set up the giveaway bot in your server, and I showed you how to use all of its different commands. So to start off with the Arcane bot this time, we're going to go to their affiliated website, which in this case will be arcane.bot. I will have this linked in the description so you could follow along, but let's go to the website and add it to our Discord server right away. So let's click here. Now we're brought up to the main website page here, and now we'll click login, and remember to be logged in on the Discord browser so you could be instantly logged in and add the bot to your server right away. So let's click login here. And as you can see, just like last time, it'll ask you to get access to your username, avatar, and banner. It'll ask to know what servers you're in, and that's about it. So let's click authorize so we can log in with our account. And then as you can see, it'll show all the servers that you can manage, just like all the other Discord bots websites. So we'll click on the server here. This is our tutorial server here. So let's click here. And now we'll also ask to add a bot to your server, and it'll also ask to create command in your server, just like every single other bot that we've added to our server. I'm getting this done quickly, as you should have learned from the previous videos on how to add the Discord bot to your server, so you should already know how the process works. So we're just going straight in, and we're going to go click continue here, making sure your server is selected properly. So let's click continue. Then once again, the permissions list will pop up. We'll just leave it all on default. Usually you can leave the bot's permissions on default unless you just are using the bot for one specific part that it offers. I mean, in this case, we are using Arcane bot just for its leveling rules, so we could turn off administrator and just leave the manage rules option, but I'm just going to leave it blank in case we use any of its other features in the future. So we'll just leave it blank here and then click authorize. Verify yourself here. And as you can see, we're on the main page once logged in. Now in this tutorial, we're going to be using the Arcane bot leveling system. This is the most important part of this bot, and this is why everyone uses this bot, is for its leveling, because it's one of the best leveling bots in Discord. So I highly recommend using it and following this tutorial once again. So we're actually going to disable all these other modules here for this bot, and we're only going to leave the leveling one enabled. So let's just disable all these here. And now as you can see, this is the leveling section is going to be the only module that will show with the disable button, which means that it is enabled, and all the other ones are not. So now we're going to click configure here on leveling, and make sure your language is the correct language that you want it to be. And then we'll just go to configure here. And as you can see, we're in the main dashboard here. Before we do anything in this dashboard though, we're going to go back to our Discord server. And we're going to go and create all of our leveling rules that we want to give the users as the message and voice chat in the server. So we're going to go here to the settings, go to server settings, once again to the roles tab, and now we'll click on any role just to open up the main roles tab here. Now we're just going to click the plus sign, and we're going to create all of our leveling rules. Now depending how many leveling rules you want in your server, let's say you want the max level to be 25 or 50 or even 100, which is pretty overkill, but some servers do have a level 100 role. In this case, we're just going to keep it simple. We're going to say level 25 is the max. So you're basically going to make a leveling role for each major level they hit. Now, some servers do have a role for every single level, so they'll have one for level 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 25. But in this case, to make it more simple and more of a reward when you're leveling, we're going to make it as milestones. So we're going to have a leveling role for 1, level 5, level 10, level 15, 20, and 25 as the final one. And so let's create these here. So we'll make one for level 1. And then we'll create a new role here, and we'll call it level 2. Or sorry, not level 2, level 5. And then we'll create another one. We'll call it level 10. Save changes. And then level 15. And once again, you could change the names of these roles here as long as they show what level they are. You could add flares to them. You could, call it ranks if you want, or levels, whichever you like. You could have more. You could have more roles. You could have less roles, whatever you like in your server. But this is just an example on how to use the bot properly and how to make it look nice. And once again, we will be going over some ways you can make your roles look very Flairish in your server in a future tutorial. So remember that. So now we have all of our leveling roles here. We're going to quickly go ahead and give them some color here. What I like to do with leveling roles, now you don't have to do this, but this is a trick that I like. It makes the leveling roles seem like you're actually making progress, and that is by making a color scale. So a color scale is just like what it sounds like. It's just a scale of one color that's going from its darkest value to its brightest. So you could choose any color you'd like. Let's just make it a nice, let's do a nice like bright green here, maybe even a minty green. Let's do this minty green here. And since this is level 1, it'll be the darkest version of this minty green. So we'll just go here to the darker version, and then we'll click on level 5. We'll go to the same spot on the scale, and then we'll go a little bit lighter. And as you can see on the side, you can see the contrast here, and let's just keep going. So let's go here, click on this. It doesn't have to be the exact area, but just, in its general area so you can see a difference. And we'll go even brighter. We'll go back, and we'll make it even brighter. Let's go a little darker here. Brighter. We could even go like really bright. We could actually notch the scale down a bit, but let's just let's see what we're working with here. So let's go even brighter here. Like a minty, and then the last one we'll make it like a blue, a bright blue. Let's get a little more blue here. Not aqua, but just tint green. There we go. So we can see it's kind of like a scale. It's going from dark to light to light to light to lighter to almost like a bluish light, very light green here. So you can see you're starting out from level 1. You'll seem like, it's just kind of a bland roll. But as you level up, you'll increase that bar. I could make this a little more precise on the scale, but you could do whichever you like. You do whatever color you like. But this is just a way that I like to do it. And make sure it's scaled from the higher level being above the lower level. So then when it's displayed on your members tab, it'll look nicer that way. We could even move it above all of these reaction rules here that we made in the previous video, just so it shows higher here, and you'll actually be separately displayed on the side tab depending on your level height. So if you're level 25, you'll be higher in the list than a level 1 per se. So let's go through each role here and click on the display role members separately. Remember, that's an important part of creating roles. Most roles usually have that. So let's just go in here. And there we go. Let's save changes. And now we could leave all the permissions blank for all the roles, because currently, at least for this tutorial, we're just going over the roles themselves and how to get them. In terms of what you could choose for rewards with these roles, you could choose. Some servers, they have, either in-server rewards or like external, like game rewards or something for getting certain levels in their server. But we're just going to leave it blank, leave the permissions blank for them, because they won't get any bonus permissions yet, unless you set them in the future, or unless we set them in the future. But for now, we're just going to be going off of just simple, or simply just aesthetic as the role itself, just being an aesthetically pleasing role. Once again, here we can actually go to this bot here. We forgot to do this. You could give it the bot role just so it's linked with all the rest of our bots in our server from our previous tutorials. Which, once again, you guys should go check out those other bot tutorials. They're very useful, and I will be making updated ones in the future, or ones on different modules that I didn't cover on them, so you could learn their bot's full potential. But anyways, continuing now, we're gonna go back to the website here, and as you can see, we're still on the leveling dashboard for this bot. So just we're gonna go through every single part here. So starting from the top, we have XP options. So this is a level calculator. You could see that you could choose the different level of experience you get and how often you get it. But you do need the premium feature for this option. So we're going to leave that just at default, which is a random XP, an amount between 15 and 40 every 1 minute of chatting. But this part here, the level up message, this one you can edit. As you can see, there's different tags or variables or whatever you'd like to call it that you could use to mention the user or mention whatever you'd like in their level up message. And you could choose a leveling channel where the message will be sent. But if we leave it on the none option, it says choose one, but if you leave it at the none option, it'll just send in the channel of the message they posted in. But instead, we're actually going to create a leveling channel, and we'll make it actually below this welcome channel. So we could right click below this welcome channel here, and then click create channel, and then we'll call it level up. We'll call it level up, yeah. Text channel, create channel. Then we'll quickly go into the permissions here. Edit the permissions so people can view the channel, cannot send messages, and read message history. Save changes, and then that's it. We don't need anything else, but we do have to add the bot here. And once again, I actually forgot to move the bot role up, so we'll do that right after this. But first things first, let's add the bot here and make sure the bot can send messages in here. And then we'll read message history, and there we go. So now the bot has permission in that channel. And now, yeah, once again, let's quickly go to the roles tab here and drag the Arcane bot all the way above all the other ones. So then the Arcane bot does have permission to give these leveling roles to users as they level up. So now let's escape here. Let's go back to the website. Now back to the level up message. We're just gonna leave it, we're gonna refresh the website here, and now we could choose the level up channel here. So now whenever a user reaches their certain XP threshold to level up, then this message that you set, you could edit it, but we're gonna leave it default because it's a pretty good standard message where it just mentions the user and it says like user such as me. So Exceed has reached level 1. GG. We'll just leave it at that. It's pretty basic, but it will be posted in the level up channel that we created, and everyone else's will be. So it's better than making it post in the channel that you're messaging in, because if you're messaging, let's say in like an info channel or announcement channel for some users, it'll just be annoying if that posts, because then you'll have to delete after. The next section here is voice leveling. Now this, I'm pretty sure, yeah, this requires premium for both the leveling and the voice XP options. That's all premium. Next one is should Arcane reset the user's level and XP if they leave their server? You could turn this on or off if you'd like. I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave it off, just so then if someone does leave and they do rejoin in the future for whatever reason, or if they get kicked and they rejoin, whatever the reason may be, they'll still keep their level, so they don't have to worry about like if they accidentally leave or something that they'll lose their level, and then the server admin will have to manually give them the level back, which I could show you how to do that later. But for now, we'll leave that off just so they can keep their level at all times. We could also edit the level card, which does require premium usually, but you can change the color. If you want a background image, though, like a custom image behind their name and their level and all their stats, then you have to have premium. But you can change the progress bar color and the font color. but we'll just leave it as default as well. But you can play along with that or play around with that on your own time on your dashboard. But we'll leave that default. That's all fine. But now this role rewards. This is the part that we've been working towards. This is the main way that we give those leveling roles that we just created to the users as they level up. So the first option here is stack rewards. Basically what this means is, say a user just leveled up to level 1, they got the level 1 role, but then say later on they get to level 5 and they're going to get the level 5 role. If you have stack rewards on, then it will keep the level 1 role and the level 5 role, but if it's off, then it will delete the level 1 role from them and just give them the level 5 role. This is all preference. I'm going to keep it on because I like users just collecting all the roles. But many servers like keeping it off just so then users have only their latest role milestone on, just so it makes it easier. Like some people, they have it off so then when they create giveaways, they could check if they have certain roles, so then it sort of verifies that they are a certain level so they can join the giveaway. Like some examples like that. But for now we're just going to leave it on so then the user can collect the roles. It's more of a collection based thing than a just highest milestone kind of thing. So you'll be able to collect all your level roles here. So we'll keep stack rewards on, and then now we could choose the levels and the roles that you get for that level. So depending on what you chose, it may be different for you. But for me, the first level milestone that we chose here was level 1, and then that would be the level 1 role here. So level 1, and then we can click add reward, and now you can see that it's right here. So it gives the level 1. It says the level 1 role is given on level 1. Now we could do the next one, which is level 5. And then we could choose level 5, add reward, and then 10. Level 10, add reward, and then 15. 15, add reward, and then 20. 20, add reward, and then lastly 25. 25, add reward. So now all the rewards levels are set here. And now we could go down here. We have XP restrictions. You could choose channels that give no XP. So say if you want the counting channel, for example, where people are going to be possibly spamming in, not necessarily spam because there is a, well, not necessarily spam because but it is kind of a form of spam as you are like just spamming counting. Just spamming numbers basically in the channel. So you could choose the counting channel as a no XP channel. I'll actually keep it on here because it is kind of a spam channel. So I don't want members grinding XP on a spam channel, as it's not really fair to other members. So the next thing here is no XP roles. So this is if you select a role, such as if you have a muted role, then the muted member will not gain XP at all while they have the muted role. Even though they cannot chat, it's just an extra measure of them not being able to gain any XP, or you could just have any other thing. Maybe you have a no XP restriction role that you create, where you give it to certain members for disobeying the rules, so then they are locked from leveling up. And then you could choose that role here, and it will block them from gaining XP. But we'll just leave that blank for now because we don't have one set up. And it's not too important, but we'll just leave that blank. The next parts is the thread XP. Should users earn XP in public and private threads? You could turn this on or off. So can people earn XP when typing in threads that people create or private ones that staff creates? You could keep that on or off. I'll keep it on because I consider a thread still a text channel, basically a regular text channel. Same for forums. We could keep that on. Regular kind of text channel. And then text voice channels. This one I'll keep on. So can people earn XP in voice channels? The text channel that you create for a voice channel, which you can do, which is the same thing as basically just a regular text channel, but it's just under a voice channel. So we'll leave that on as well. And the next one: should users earn XP when running / commands? Any bot? I'm actually gonna turn this on because even though you are using commands. It is technically a message and you are being active in the server and you're not spamming. It's not like you're spamming commands, so that should be fine to earn XP from. And then the next section here is XP boosters. So this is if you have a booster role. We have not set up a booster role yet. I'll do that in a future video. But say if you have a server booster role set up on your server, if you ever notice in some servers they have like a boosters perks channel or a nitro booster channel or something where you get perks for boosting the server, and you'll typically get a server booster role. You could actually choose that booster role here and then give them a percentage bonus to their XP in the server, so they gain more XP when chatting and they level up faster. But we'll leave that blank for now, but you can use this option if you do have a booster role set up already. And then lastly here, there's the leaderboard section here. You could make a vanity URL if you'd like, but it already has a basic URL for your view leaderboard, and that's this button right here. So we can click view leaderboard, and we can see our server's leaderboard, all the members in the server, and how much XP they have. Now, since no one's talked in the server and I'm the only member, there's no one listed here. But if I go back here and I just send another message, because I haven't done it, so I'll just say hello. I should have gained some XP because I haven't sent anything in the last minute. And now if we refresh this, I should be here. There we go. So I got 27 experience and one message that's logged with this bot in the server. Once again, from the moment you add this bot to the server, then it will log how many messages you have. It doesn't take all the messages that you sent in the past, like these ones here, or the XP for them. So now that that's set up, the level up roles is all set up now. So if you're chatting in the server, you can gain XP and gain leveling. I guarantee that this is all set up properly. So when they do gain level 1, after reaching however much XP that takes, they will get the level 1 role. So the last part I was going to cover here is how to manually set a user's level. So to do that, we're going to go to bot commands here, the channel that we created for bot commands to be done in, and we'll click slash to open up the command list. We'll click on Arcane, and then we'll see here we can do. You can see all their commands here. So we're going to go down here. We're going to use the XP set level command. There is the other option of adding a specific amount of XP to the member, or setting their XP, but we're going to simply go over the set level command, which basically instantly sets a user to a certain level. So we'll set we'll use this command here, XP set level. We'll choose me, and then we'll choose a level. So let's say we're going to choose level 5, and I should get the level 1 and level 5 role, as we do have stack rewards option on. Now we click enter here, set me to level 5, and now if I click on my profile, you can see I have the level 1 and level 5 role, which proves that the level roles are set up properly and that it all works out. So thank you guys for watching this video. Please subscribe and like the video, and please be tuned for part 6, which will be going over possibly the Me6 bot, and how to set up the Me6 bot for your server. And then in the future we have many other things planned, such as Flair and other special commands you could use, and all sorts of stuff coming up. So please subscribe and like and leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Please share the other parts with your friends or anyone that needs support with Discord, and there will be a support Discord coming soon once we reach some viewer goals that I have in mind, and that should be it. So hope everyone has a good day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Hello everyone. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to add Flair to your Discord server. This is part 6 of my Discord Academy 101 series, and as you can see down here we have a website called coolsymbol.com, which I'll have linked down below. This is a great website to get different emojis and custom symbols for your Discord server, and I'll be showing you how to apply them to your server right now. So if we go to this website here, you can see I have it opened up. We can see there's a bunch of different custom emojis and symbols here. And as you can see, it's pretty long and there's a lot of different options here. So I definitely ask you to look around and explore on your own time and figure out what best suits your server and how you could do it. Because there's millions of different ways that you could combine these symbols to make your server look very, very Flairish. But in this video, I'll be showing you one simple way you could do it that I like really well. So the first step here is we're going to go to this first section here, the bracket symbols section. And for this part of it, we're going to be editing the category Flair. So this is one way you could do it. There are, once again, thousands of different ways you could do it. Just I ask you to play along, I ask you to play around and just try out all these symbols for your categories or channels. But this is just one way you could do it, so I'm going to show you now. So we're going to copy this symbol down here. It's the vertical right and vertical left white corner bracket. So we're going to copy the right, or sorry, which one is this? This is the, yes, the right one. We're going to copy the right one. We're going to go back to our server. We're going to right click on this category that we made earlier. And we'll get rid of the dashes here. We'll just have one dash, and then we'll do the symbol. Then we'll save that, and then we'll go back to the website and we'll copy the left side. Go back, and then do a dash, and then before that do the other symbol. Save, and then we're going to go back to the website, and we're going to do these double down arrows here. We're going to copy this double down arrow, or the double angled bracket, and then we'll go here, and then we'll paste them on either side. And it looks a little busy, but as you can see when I save the changes and go out, it actually looks pretty clean. The arrows are supposed to represent like the category, just like this little arrow on the side here. And I think it's pretty nice. And once again, you could try out all sorts of different combinations. There are many different combinations you could do. But we're going to quickly do this for all the categories here so they all match. So let's just do this quickly here. Let's get rid of this. Let's do this. And then left. Right here. And then double arrow down. Boom, boom. Save changes. Last two categories here. Let's do this. Boom. Right side. And then left side. And then double arrow. Okay, and then last one here for the staff section. Right side. Left side. Down arrow. Save changes. And there we go. Now it looks, even though we haven't edited any of the channels, it already looks slightly better than it was before, where it was just dull default channels and categories. And now the next step, the next most important step is the channels and adding color. And the way we're going to add color to our channels is with emojis. Now, before we add emojis, we're also going to be getting a few symbols here. And this is one way that I really like for the channel layout, and I'll show you it now. So we're going to scroll down here we're going to scroll down right here to the corner symbols section. And basically how this is going to work is we're going to use this symbol, the box drawings down, double, and right single, as well as this one over here, this side one, the box drawings vertical double and right single. And lastly, the last one we'll use is the box drawings up double and right single. So we'll start off by using this one here, the box drawings down double and right single here. So we're going to copy this, and this will be for our top. So basically how this is going to work is we're going to start with this corner one. It's going to go down, and then we'll start using these ones for the middle channels that are in the middle, right? So this will go on the top channel in the category. This one here will go in all the middle ones, and then this one will go on the very bottom channel in the category. So since we're starting at the top, the general channel, we're going to copy the top left corner here, or the top left corner. Copy this one, and then we'll go into Edit Channel, and then we'll just paste it here. And then after we paste that, don't do anything yet. We're actually going to go just stay on this page here. We're going to go down to the circle symbol section, and we're going to copy this little white bullet symbol. And then we're just going to put that right beside it, and then add a space in between. And then once we do that, now we're going to add an emoji for this channel. So every channel will have an emoji, and we're going to do the emoji before this first bracket symbol here. So we're going to do, now since it's the general chat, we're going to do, of course, a speech bubble emoji. But you might be asking, well, how do you get an emoji into here? There's nothing. When you right click, right, there's spell check, there's paste, but there's no emoji option like if you're on the browser website. Well, actually, when you're clicked on here, you could actually do a simple command here. We could actually do, if you hold down the Windows key and then press the period key, it actually opens up the emoji section, or the emojis tab for your computer. Now, this does work on Windows. I'm not sure if it works on Mac devices or any other device, but majority of people are on Windows when using Discord, so I'll assume you're on Windows. Or also have to figure out another way. But for now, right, just Windows key dot key. So we're gonna go to search here, and we're gonna search up. The message, not the message, the speech bubble here, and we'll just copy this one in. There we go, looking good. And now we'll save changes, and there we go. We got the first one in. And now we will go to the second one. So we're going to go and copy this one here. This is the vertical double and right angle, or right single. We'll copy this. We'll go back to bot commands here. Paste that bad boy in, and then we'll get the white bullet. And then we'll go dash, bullet, dash. And then we'll get the emoji, Windows key, period. And then we'll get search, and then we'll look up the robot right there for bot commands, of course. And then we'll save changes. There we go, looking good. So as you can see, the way we're laying it out, it's like connecting, and it's almost like you're making like its own section. So it just looks more professional, and it pops out more. You could really see with the emoji especially that this is the general general chat, and with this emoji you could clearly see right off the bat without even like reading it as much that it's the bot commands channel. So the next one here is memes. So we're going to go back once again, since this is a middle channel. We're going to be using the middle bracket as well again. So we're going to go in here, edit channel, and boom, and then white bullet, and then boom, dash, white bullet, dash, and then quickly the emoji for memes. And this one, we're going to do a laughing emoji, just a simple laughing emoji. You could do whichever you like, but this is what I'll do. There we go. And then lastly here, counting. Now, since this is the bottom channel of this category, we will be using the bottom bracket here. It's called the up, double, and right single box strings. So we'll copy this, then we'll go back in, paste this in. Once again, white bullet, and then dash, white bullet, dash, and then for counting channel, Windows key, period. And we're going to do the counting one. It's pretty sure it's, I think it's called like 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Yeah, just 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And then save changes. And there we go. We have our first section created. As you can see, it looks very good. I'm going to quickly cut. I'm going to quickly cut in the video to finishing information. So I'll be right back. And there we go. So now you can see we set up the information section here, looking very, very clean. And already, just by looking at this one section here, ignoring the other channels above and below it, it looks beautiful. Like, it looks amazing. And remember, like, there's thousands of different ways you can customize your channels with Flair just by using emojis and symbols in the titles of both the channels and the categories. And when you connect them like this, it makes it stand out even more. And it just looks amazing, and it'll make your server have more traction and possibly even more usage just by having Flair in it, opposed to just a basic default channels list. So the next part here is these two channels up here, which are separate. They're not in a category. So the first one is the welcome channel. This is basic because since there's no middle channels, it'll just be the top and bottom box here. So let's go back, edit channel. Let's go here, top right corner, boom, and then white bullet here, dash, boom, dash, and then welcome channel, just key, period, and we'll do the wave. So just get the wave in here, the wave, there we go, looking good. And the next one here, the level up channel, we will get the bottom right corner, and then we'll go back, boom, and white bullet. There we go. And then we'll do level up. So just do up. And there we go. Up. Level up. Save changes. And there we go. We got the top section done. And now we'll quickly do the logs channel. Now, since there's nothing, we're just going to use the just the middle bracket because there is nothing, so it doesn't really matter. So we'll just do this one here, and we'll go logs. Plus, members won't even see this channel, so it doesn't really matter that much. So we'll just do it like this. But just for the staff's sake, might as well have something here. And then for logs channel, I usually do the book stack. So we go book, and then we do the book stack here. That's for the logs channel. It's basically a compiling of logs. So that's why I use that emoji. And there we go, looking amazing, looking fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And now lastly, we are now here on the voice channels Flair section. So let's do this now. So for the voice channels section, since they're all voice channels, we'll be using pretty similar, or pretty much all the same emojis for it. But let's just go in here. So we're gonna go, general channel, we're gonna go in here, same step as last time, right top left here, boom, and then white bullet. And then general channel. Now for the voice channels, we're going to be using a simple speaker emoji, full mic, full volume, and this will be the same for pretty much all of them. So we're just going to quickly go through all these. There we go. As you can see, looking very good. And now we'll just do the last one, which is AFK. But since this is AFK, we will be doing a muted emoji instead. So let's just get let's get this one here, and then let's go here, and then white bullet. There we go. And then we'll do the speaker with no sound, so the no sound emoji. And there we go. And there we go. So now we have all of the emojis and symbols set up. Once again, with the coolsymbol.com website, I will have this in the description below. And it looks great. We can see all the changes here. Our logs channel is working fine. And that's about it. So thank you guys for watching. And once again, you can try out all the different combinations on your own time on this website because there's many different other ways to lay out this. If you want to use my layout here, you could be my guest. You can. It looks amazing. It looks great. I won't blame you for using it. But yeah, it's so much cleaner. Like, this looks amazing. I can't get over how great this looks. But yeah, so that's my tutorial on Flair and how to add Flair to a Discord server. The other ways you can add Flair, of course, is by creating a logo and adding emojis to your server. But those will be in separate videos. So I will have a video coming up on creating your own server logo for free, and how to also add a bunch of custom emojis to your server. So stay tuned for those, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Once again, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to set up a counting channel with the Countr Discord bot for your server. This is part 7 of my Discord Academy 101 series, and as you can see, we're continuing where we left off last time, where we set up Flair for our Discord server by adding custom roles and symbols to our Discord channels. As you can see, we have the bot's affiliated website down here for the Countr bot. It is counter.xyz, Countr without the E in the word. And this link will be in the description below, so you could follow along. But of course, the first step is to go to the website itself. So let's go to it now. There we go. Now we can see we have the main page of the website. There'll be a big button that says Get Started, and there'll be a few other information about the bot down here. But first step is to click Get Started, and then you'll be brought to the documentation page for the Countr bot. And then once you're here, you will go to the this highlighted text here that says this invite link, and this will add the bot to your server. So let's click this. And now it brings us to the classic add a bot to a server, create commands tab, which we will just leave on default, and then choose our tutorial server here, or whichever server you're using, and then we'll click continue. And then once again, the permissions will pop up, and we'll keep them all default, as the bot will need all these permissions to create the counting channel. So let's authorize that, and then verify yourself here, and then we'll add the bot. There we go, success. We can close this tab, and now if we go back to Discord, we can see the Countr bot is now online and in our server. And if we right click it, we could quickly give it the bot's role here. And there we go. Now it's with all of our other bots. And yeah, so Countr is one of my favorite bots, if not the best bot, to create a counting channel in your server for like in the most simple way possible. It's a simple bot, but it's a very good addition to your server. I've used a counting channel in many of my servers in the past that I've moderated / ran, and it's very popular. It keeps the server active, even when it's a little dead at times. People will always be using the counting channel. It's just something that everyone loves. And as you can remember from our last tutorial where we added the Flair and stuff, and where we created the channels, we did create a counting channel here, but we did not set up anything for the channel, so it was just a blank counting channel. But now we can actually set it to a Countr bot channel, so it'll be moderated by the Countr bot. And there's two main commands here that we could use. If we actually go back to the documentation website, it actually says them right here. It says that you could use the /channels new command to create a new counting channel. But since we already have one created here, we could see that we could actually use the /channels link command instead, which will link an existing channel to be moderated by the Countr bot. So we could actually link this channel here, but instead of typing the command in the counting channel itself, we'll type it in the bot commands channel. So we could go here, we could go /channels link, and we could actually click on the command up here, channels link, and then we choose the channel here. So we're going to choose the counting channel that we've already created. And then once you do that, then we could choose the count. So you could choose what you like the count to start at. So of course we want the count to start at 0, but you could start it at any number you like, as 1 or 2 or 10 or whatever you like. But we'll start it at 0, and then click enter. And there we go. So it's successfully linked the channel to #counting. And now if we go to the channel itself, if we type 0, it's either 0 or 1, but let's just test it out. 0, okay, 0 gets deleted. So we're starting the count at 0, so that means the next number would be 1. So if we type 1, there we go. So it does not get deleted by the bot. But now if we type 2, it does get deleted by the bot, not because it's the next number in line, but because the bot has a permission set up where the next number that is written has to be by a different member in the server. Because it's one way of eliminating spam, so someone can't just sit here and just spam numbers on their own with themselves, and it also promotes activity in the server by having multiple members be counting in this channel. Okay, so I just invited my main account here, Exceed, and I'm going to test out or just show how the messaging works, and that you could alternate the counting. But first I'd like to just show from our previous videos that our welcome channel does work here, because I never showed it, right? But it does work. As you can see, I joined, and it shows that I joined here, and I posted the welcome message. As well as the member role did not be given because remember we set a timer. I think it was for 5 minutes. It was something like that, 1 or 5 minutes that we set it to, that the user has to be in the server before they get the member role. But that's totally fine. I just wanted to share that. But anyways, on to the next account, and I'll show the other account for you. Okay, so I'm on my main account again, and if we're in the counting channel again, and if I type 2 now, there we go. So it does not get deleted by the bot, but once again, if I type 3 on this same account here that typed 2, it will get automatically deleted by the bot because, well, it has to be a different user. And as you can see also on my screen, because I'm just a regular member, I cannot see the logs channel, as well as the staff VC is locked, so you can see that. And if I actually go to like announcements and stuff, we can see that I cannot send messages in these channels, which is perfect. That's exactly what we intended to. Just as a showcase to show you guys that everything that we set up previously is all good and all works perfectly fine. So now let's just quickly go back on the other account and do one last test here. Okay, so we're back on the other account here, and now we could type 3. There we go, and we can see the count is all finished. Now one last thing that I'd like to show you here is if we go to the Countr commands here, and there is here we go, the set count command. So this is important. If of course if you'd like to change the count at all, but more importantly, sometimes when you're counting, the bot will malfunction or some weird glitch will happen when there's too many people typing at once, where it'll actually it'll glitch the numbers out where you type 4, like a different user types 4, and it just gets deleted. You type 3 and gets deleted. Just any number, it just gets deleted. It's just weird. Then pretend that 4 is broken and you can't type 4. You could actually set the count back to 3 to like sort of reset the bot so then it works again. So we could just use the set count option, and you could use this in any channel, of course, to 3 again, and it'll reset set the thing to 3. And as you can see, that it saves the counting channel, so you don't have to worry about which channel you type this command in. But anyways, that is how you set up the Countr bot for your Discord server. It's pretty straightforward, and it's a very good addition to your server to keep activity alive, and it's in general a fun activity, just like memes channel. So I highly recommend you add this bot to your server. I've been using it for many, many years now, and it's just highly recommended. So in that case, I'll be ending this video now. Please stay tuned for the next part, part 8. I'm not sure what's in store. We'll just say it's a surprise, I guess, and we'll continue from there. I hope you guys are enjoying my tutorials, and I hope you keep watching them. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers here, and it'll be a really good journey with me. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace out. Hello, everyone. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to set up a verification channel without using a verification Discord bot. This is part 8 of my Discord Academy 101 series. One thing we'll be using from our previous tutorials is the YAGPDB reaction rule system that we set up in part 3. The first step in creating this verification channel system without using a verification bot is to create the verification channel first. So let's go to the top of our channels list here, right click, and click Create Channel. We will call it Verification, as well as we could add an emoji to the channel name. So remember, do Windows key period, as we learned from part 6, where we learned how to add Flair to your Discord server. And we'll quickly add the check mark emoji. Put a space there, and click Create Channel. Now, since this channel will only be shown to new users that join the server, we won't include it with our other Flair designs where we use these symbols to connect the channels, because this channel will disappear once you verify. So now that we have the channel verification, we'll set up the reaction role with the YAGPDB bot, and we'll set up the verification role itself. After we do that, then we could fiddle with the permissions and make it so it works. So the first step is to create the verification rule. So let's go to our server settings. Either click the server or right click the server icon and go to server settings and roles. Then we click create role, and then we'll call it verified. This will be the role that users get when they click the verification role command that will give them the verified role so they could view all the channels in the server. Once again, it won't work until we fiddle with all the permissions, but for now we're just setting it all up so it works. And we'll make the role a bright green. And we'll keep it below member, so then it's more hidden. And we won't turn on display role members separately from online members, because it's just a role that will be sort of an informational role on the user, and nobody needs to really see it. So that should be all good. We'll keep it all a default permissions here, because we'll edit the actual permissions of the role in each of the channels. So now that we have the role, we can now set up the reaction role for the verification role. So let's go to general chat here, where we posted the YAGPDB website. And once again, I'll have this linked in the description below, so you can follow along. If you are using a different reaction roles bot, please do. You could use any reaction role bot you like, but in this tutorial we're using the one that we've already set up. Plus, I like YAGPDB in general. So let's go to the website now. Now we'll be brought to the main page. Once again, we go to Control Panel and then log in with Discord. Make sure you're logged in with Discord on the browser, and then we'll authorize the bot. And then we can select the server to edit. So we'll select our tutorial server, and we'll go to Tools and Utilities, Role Commands, and just like how we created the what is your device role command, we'll create a new group for verification. So we'll call it verified. It'll be a single role. There we go. And now that we have the group set up, we can also go down here to the mode specific settings and turn on this require role in one group at all times, so then they can't remove the role once they give it to them. Now, even though the channel will disappear once they verify, it's just as an extra measure. So now we could create the new role command, or in other words, we're adding the role to the list of roles that you could select from, which there's only going to be one, but we'll also call this one verified as well. And as you can see, it auto-selected the role verified. We don't need any required roles or no roles, so we'll just create that. There we go. So it's all successful. And now we can set up the role command in the server. So going back to the server now, we could go to the verification channel. And now we could go down to the chat here and do /role menu create space and then choose the group verified and then just press enter. There we go. And now we can react with the reaction. So we'll do a check mark, a green check mark, and now we can delete the excess messages. There we go. So now we have the verified role menu here. We might as well react just to give ourselves the role. As you can see, it DM'd me. Now we can go back, and we can see we have the verified role, but it doesn't matter since we are an administrator for the server. So once we set up all the permissions, I'll show you on my main account that it actually works, and what it also looks like. You see the logs channel showing all the different changes we made. By the way, if you want to learn how to set up the logs channel, you can watch my how to set up the Dyno Discord bot tutorial, which I believe is part 2. So now we have to set up the permissions for this thing to work. There are 2 ways to do this. We could either edit the permissions of every single channel, or the permissions of just the roles, and then as well as some extra permissions for certain lock channels. Since we don't have too many channels though, I'll just do the channels permissions. So we could start from each channel and go through the permissions for the @everyone and the verified role. So let's start from the top here with the verification channel itself. We'll make it so everyone can view the channel, everyone cannot send messages, and everyone can read message history. And then we'll add the verified role. And the verified role, if once you have it, you cannot view the channel, cannot send messages, and cannot read message history. Okay. Now let's go to the welcome channel here, and I'll just show you a brief explanation on how to do it for regular channels that people can view but not text, and for other channels where people can view and chat. And once I go over those types, then we can quickly fast forward through. But for this one, this is a private channel, not necessarily private, but it's private to where the user cannot chat in it. So as you can see, we already have the part of the permissions set up from our previous video where we set up all the channels when we were creating the server itself. But what we could do here for the @everyone is just make it so they cannot view the channel, they cannot send messages, which is sort of like, since this is a locked channel where users cannot chat, both the @everyone and verified role will both keep the send messages off. But the only thing will change is that the @everyone role will not be able to view the channel or view message history, but the verified role can. So now we can add the verified role and then make it so they can view, they cannot send, and they can view message history. So it's basically just, it's going to be the exact same for every single locked channel. So the locked channels will be such as level up, announcements, info, all the information channels here, and the staff VC and the logs channel. But for the other like general chat and stuff, these ones will be completely open, so they can text. So everyone cannot view channel. This is for the general chat. So this is for the regular open channel permission setup. So at everyone cannot view channel. They can send messages, and they cannot read message history. And then we add the verified role here, and we make it so they also, or so they can now view the channel, send messages, and they could read message history. So just on these two channels that we just did, the welcome channel and the general channel, they should both work as intended. They're just slightly different in terms of sending messages or not. The only other one that will have completely different permissions is the logs channel, because only staff can view it in the first place. So we actually don't have to change this at all, as no one will be able to ever view it ever at all. In the staff VC here, if we edit this, this is also another locked VC. Users can view the channel, but they cannot connect or anything. But staff can. But we're actually going to change it so then at everyone cannot view the channel, and they can't connect or anything. But the verified role can view it, but they also can't connect. But they can still view. But they can at least view the channel. So there we go. So you can save the changes there. So just one little added difference between the verified and add everyone role for the locked staff VC. So for all the rest of the main channels, I'll quickly set up the permissions for those, as it's the exact same as the general chat that I did. And for all the information channels, I'll also skip through all those, as it's the same for all the welcome channel. So I'll be right back once I've finished that. Okay, so I just finished changing all the permissions for the channels, and as you can see, if we go to the logs channel here, we can see all the changes that I made, quite a few. So now that we have all the permissions set up, the verification role should work, but now we could finally test it on my main account. Also, if you notice on the side, the other bots aren't showing up. This is because they don't have the verified role, so they can't view all the channels on the server. But we should give them the verified role very quickly, just in case it prevents them from using any of their commands. So we can quickly go to the members list in our Discord server here, and then just give them each the verified role, so then they can view all the channels. And just by doing this, you could even see if it works if they pop up on the tab list here. So we just give them all verified role, and now if you escape, as you can see, there we go. So they all can now view all the channels. But once again, we have to test this on our main account so we can see what it looks like. Also, one last thing before we test it out is we forgot to add the YAGPDB bot to the verification channel here, even when he has the verification role, because remember, when you get the verification role, the verification channel disappears. So we have to make sure to add the YAGPDB bot to the channel and make sure it can view it and read the message history, so then I could actually use its commands. So now we can go and test it out. So now, as you can see, I'm on my main account here, and we could see in the server that we could only see the verification channel. But once we click this role, we should get access to all the rest of the channels. So let's test it out. Let's click here. There we go. Look at that. So from our member point of view, of course, we cannot see the logs channel here, and as you can also tell, the verification channel also disappeared once we verified ourselves. And we can see we have regular access to all the main channels here. And then for the info channels, we cannot send any messages, but we can view the channels themselves. So in the end, that's how to set up a verification channel for your Discord server. But this is with doing it without using a verification Discord bot, because there are quite a few out there. I may do another tutorial in the future on how to do it with a verification Discord bot, or a bot that offers a verification system setup that the bot can set up for you. But this is a tutorial on how to do it the more standard way, where you use a role command system to give yourself a verification role, and then just edit the permissions of all the channels. This is sort of the manual way to do it. It also saves up a bot space in your bot list. So thank you guys for watching. Once again, stay tuned for the next video. And so please subscribe, please leave a comment, and please like the video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these tutorials. See ya. Hello everyone. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to set up the ticket bot for your Discord server. This is part 9 of my Discord Academy 101 series, and as you can see we're continuing where we left off last time, where we set up a verification channel and system for your Discord server. So the first step in setting up the ticket bot is we have to go to the bot's affiliated website. In this case, it's ticketsbot.net. I will have this linked in the description below, so you can follow along. So let's click on the website now. And as you can see, this is the main page of the website, and of course, like always, there's a button to invite the bot to your server. In this case, it's in the middle of the screen, and you just click this button, invite tickets to your server. Then it'll open up the regular prompt here. Choose your server below. Has the same options, add a bot to the server and create commands, and then click continue. Next, of course, will be the permissions list. You can leave this as default, as it won't really matter, but if you do want to turn off administrator, you can as well. Then we just click authorize, verify yourself, and now the bot is added to your server. If we go back to our server, now we can see the bot has joined. And let's quickly give the bot's role, as we have done with all the other bots. Once you're done that, then go to your bot commands channel, which you've created already from the previous tutorial. If you don't have one, you could always create one, or you could just use any channel you have. But in this case, we'll use the bot commands channel, and then use the command /add_admin space, and then put your name. This way, the bot will know that you are the admin of the bot. Click confirm here. And there we go. So it says the server owner is already an administrator. So since I am the owner of the server, you're already given administrator permissions for the bot. But if you are not an administrator for the server, then it will process through, and you will get access to editing the bot's commands. So before we finish setting up the ticket bot, we have to make the ticket bot channel. So we can do this here. Let's go to the top section here. Let's click create channel, and we'll call it create a ticket. Click create, and let's quickly go into the permissions here and make it so everyone cannot send messages, but they can still view the channel. So we'll click on view channel, cannot send messages, and read message history, and we can also turn off add reactions. Click save changes. We can escape here. Of course, we can add the extra symbols here like we did in the Flair video, which is part 6. But in this case, we'll just be creating a blank channel here for the sake of this video. So just you could call it create a ticket, you could call it whatever you'd like, call it ticket channel or support or whatever you'd like. And then once you have the channel created, then we could go down here back to the website. And as you can see, after you added the bot to the server, it does give you a few steps here on how to quickly set up the bot. So the next step is to go to the online dashboard. There is a link here that you click. But if you don't know the link, it would be dashboard, I believe, .ticketsbot.net or something like that, but we'll find out. And then once you go there, it'll ask access to your Discord account. All it needs is your username and what servers you're in. That's simply it, so you should be fine. And then just click authorize. Once you're on the website here, you can now choose the server that you added the bot to. So in this case, it'll be my tutorial server. Then you'll click on that server here. And then once you're in here, then you'll be brought to this dashboard. So the first thing to do on this dashboard is to go up to the Reaction Panels tab. And once you're on this screen, there'll be a few options here. The main ones we'll be focusing on, though, is the Ticket Properties section and the Panel Message section. Starting with the Ticket Properties section, these are just a few settings for your actual ticket. So the first one is Mention on Open. So this is essentially saying which roles would you like to mention when a ticket is opened. So in this case, I will set it to admin, and I'll also add moderator. So then the admins and the moderators will be pinged when a ticket is opened, so then they could respond to it. The next one here is support teams. You could just leave this default, doesn't really matter. And then next is the ticket category. So this is the channel category where the ticket channels will be created under. We don't want it to be created under information because that's like the main info channels. So we're actually going to go down and put it under the staff only section, as only staff and the person that created the ticket will be able to see it. And then the next two here, form, you can keep that as none. There's not really any options here. And then these last two, use server default, just leave that on. And then this is a premium option, so we don't care about that. And then we could minimize that. And the next thing here is to create the panel itself. So this is setting up the panel message. So first thing is to set the panel title. So what would you like to be called? So I'm going to call it create a ticket. The next thing is it shows panel content. So it shows here an example. By clicking the button, a ticket will be open to you. In this case, I'm going to say click the button below, and a ticket will be opened for you. And then I'll say a staff member will respond as soon as possible. Okay, there you go. Next one, you can choose the color of the panel. I'll just make it a random color. Let's do a light blue. Next, you choose the panel channel. This is what we just created our create a ticket channel for. So now we just go here and click the create a ticket channel that we created. Next thing here is you could choose the color of the button. There's only a few options here. I'll choose red just cause. And then next is button text. So what do you want the button to say? Yeah, we could do that. We could do. I'm gonna call it create a new ticket. Could be whatever you like. Next one, if you want, you can add an image URL to show up with it, but I'll just leave that blank for now, as it is an optional option. Next thing here is the disable panel button. Do not turn that on, or else it will disable this panel. Next one here is the button emoji or custom emoji. So currently it's the envelope with receiving something emoji. That's kind of standard for a ticket emoji, so I'll just leave that as default. And then once you're done that, then you just click submit. There we go. Panel created successfully. And if you go back to the server here, we can see the panel was successfully created. So the bot posted the message here, create a ticket, and it shows what we said. So we called it create a ticket. We said click button below, and a ticket will be open for you. A staff member will respond to you as soon as possible. Then the user would simply click create new ticket. And for example, if I do this here, there we go. So it opened a new ticket. It's called ticket number 1. This number will save in the bot system and will go up every time someone creates a new ticket. So let's say years in the future, after tons of people have created tickets, it might be at, let's say, 700, and it'll just basically keep going forever. It might reset eventually, but for now, I believe the count just goes up forever. So now, let's go back to ticket 1 here, and now it just says, thank you for contacting support. Please describe your issue and wait for response. So the person that opened the ticket, which technically would be me, would type in here whatever they want. So like, let's just say I need help. Okay, they'll type in here. And then me, which is also me, but we'll just pretend that I'm a staff member now. Then I would click the claim button. There we go. So it says it was claimed by me. So now, as you can see, since I claimed it, no other staff can claim it because I have. And then once that's done, then we could just chat in here, whatever we could say, whatever we want. And then once we're done talking, then we could close the ticket, which will literally close the channel essentially. And you could either close it just straight up, or you could close it with a reason, so then other staff members could know why you close it. But if we just click the regular close button now, we can see, here we go, close confirmation. Just confirm here by clicking close. And there we go, the channel is closed and the ticket is fully closed. And as you can see, it also sent me a DM, and it says that the ticket was closed, and if there was a reason, it would say. So you will have a personal DM with the bot giving you a list of all the tickets closed if you need it for any other moderation purposes in the future. So, in that case though, that is how you set up the ticket bot for your server. Pretty straightforward bot to set up, similar to the giveaway bot. In that case though, I will see you guys in the next video. Please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 500 subs, and I hope you guys enjoy these videos. And once again, please join the Discord server below. It is a new server, and we are looking for as many new people to join and create a wonderful community. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to set up the FredBoat music bot for your Discord server. This is part 10 of my Discord Academy 101 series. And as you can see, we're continuing where we left off last time, where we set up the ticket bot and ticket system in part 9. The first step in setting up the FredBoat music bot is to go to its affiliated website. In this case, it's fredboat.com. I will have this linked in the description below so you could follow along. So let's go to the website here. And as you can see, you will be brought to the main page of the website. There is an invite to server button, but first, you have to make sure that you're logged in with your Discord account. So let's first click the login button in the top right corner. Once again, make sure you're logged in on discord.com on the browser so you could instantly log in to any bot's website. As you can see, all it asks for is access to your username, avatar, and banner, and to know what servers you're in. And then just click authorize. And now you're logged in onto your Discord account. Now we can click the invite to server option. It'll say add the bot to a server and create commands, and then just select your server below. So we'll choose our tutorial server and then click continue. Then it'll ask for a few basic permissions. Since this is a music bot, it doesn't need too many, and it definitely does not need administrator, so just leave all these as default and then click authorize. Verify yourself here. So now we can see we've added the bot to the server here, and let's quickly give it the bot role as we do with all the rest. And now, since the bot is in our server, we could use its commands. So let's go to our bot's command channel that we created, and then we could go / and open up the command board, and then we can click on the FredBoat option, and we can see all of their commands here. We'll be focusing on the most important part of this bot, which is of course playing music, so I'll show you how to do this now. Simply join any voice channel, and once you're inside a voice channel, you could go into the bot commands tab here and type the command /play, press enter, and then you could either paste a link from YouTube or whichever site, or you could do a simple search query. So if we search up something like chill vibes and then click enter, we can see that it gives you a few different tracks that you could choose from. Let's just choose the first option here. There we go. So as you can see, the bot started to play music. And if you'd like to pause the music, you could use the /pause on command, which I've used to pause the music. And then if you want to unpause, you could do /pause off. So if I do /pause off, the music will start playing again. Simply though, that is how you add a music bot to your server. And in this case, I used the FredBoat bot because it is one of my favorite bots to use, aside from the Rhythm bot, which would have been my first pick, but it is closed down right now and it won't be open till probably later this year. Which I will make a new tutorial on it once it is released again. But for now, the FredBoat bot is the way to go in terms of music bots on Discord. Anyways though, that will be the end to this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and hopefully you understood every part of it. Please check out my other tutorials on YouTube. I have them all organized into playlists, and please join my Discord server. It will be in the link in the description below, as well as on my channel page. Please leave a like and subscribe. We're going for 500 subscribers here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to set up the ServerStats bot for your Discord server. This is part 11 of my Discord Academy 101 series. And as you can see, we're continuing where we left off last time, where we set up the FredBoat music bot and you learned how to use its commands. The first step in setting up the ServerStats bot, of course, is to go to its affiliated website, and in this case, it'll be ServerStatsBot.com. Once again, I'll have this website linked in the description so you can follow along. Once you click on that, you'll be brought to the main website. It'll look something like this, and once you're here, you'll have to click the Invite Bot button. But before you click that, make sure that you're signed in with your Discord account on the Discord website on the browser that you're using. Assuming that you're logged in the browser, your account will be instantly linked when you click the Invite Bot button. Once you click on that, you'll be brought to the Invite Bot page. Of course, like always, all it will ask for is to add the bot to the server and to create commands. Then you can choose the server that you want, so in this case I'll choose a tutorial server like always, and then click continue. Then you'll be asked to list a few different permissions that you want the bot to have access to, and of course we usually leave it default as it's usually recommended. And then we'll click authorize and it'll join your server. Now that the bot's in the server, we could give it the bot role so it's with the rest of the bots, and now we could use its commands to set up the bot. So all we're going to do is go to the bot commands channel that we've created previously, and we're going to use the command /setup. Then we'll simply click on the command corresponding with the ServerStats bot, and then there will be two sections here, channel and template. For the first section, you'll be asked to choose a channel type. The channel type is basically just what type of channel would you like your stats to be listed as. It could be within a text, announcement, or stage channel, but we typically use a voice channel as it can be easily locked and be displayed as unclickable information. So let's choose voice channel, and then next we'll have to choose the template type. There's a few different options here. You could do default counters, default channels and roles, default emojis and stickers, default and boosts, and NFT crypto. But let's just select the default counters here, because you could always edit the channels afterwards. Once we select those, we can click enter. And as you can see, the different counters were set up by the bot. And of course, you could edit any of these channels to change the name or add an emoji to it. But also, you could also add new counters by doing the /counterlist command. So if we do /counterlist, we could see a list of available counters, and we could choose ones that you'd like to use. For example, if we wanted to add the roles counter, we could do the command /countercreate, click enter, and then choose roles in the server, and then do a voice channel recommended like always, and then click enter. After a few seconds, it'll be added to the list, and as you can see, the role counter was created. As well as, if you like, you could always shift these channels around into your desired order. As well as, you could edit any of these channels and add an emoji, such as this one. I could add a smiley face emoji and save changes. And as you can see, there we go. So it's saved and it keeps the number count. As well as, the bot is adaptive. So if you do edit the name of the channel, as long as you have a number inside of the name, it will always update with the same changes that you made, but it'll only update the number. One last thing to note is that counters automatically update with a 15-minute delay. So don't be surprised if they're not updating within 30 seconds, because it does take about 15 minutes for these counters to update if you do have members joining all the time or other stats changing quite often. Anyways though, that'll be a wrap to this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed my new editing style that I've been doing on my videos lately, and I hope you guys can leave some feedback in the comment section below. As well as, if you do want to, you can subscribe. We are going for 500 subscribers. And if you would also like, you could always join my Discord server in the description below, as once we hit 75 members, we will be hosting a Premium Nitro giveaway. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, even though it was a little bit shorter. Please leave any comments or suggestions in the Discord server for future tutorials that you'd like to see, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hello everyone. Today's video will be a complete tutorial on how to utilize Discord's webhook system to create beautiful embeds for your Discord server. Once again, this is part 12 of my Discord Academy 101 series, and let's hop right in. So the very first thing you'll be wanting to do is to create a banner or banners for your Discord embeds. And one way you could do this, of course, you could create your own banners with whatever graphic design site that you'd like. But one thing you could do is to go to the cooltext.com website, and once you're there, you could choose from a variety of different texts and fonts, and you could choose one to create to use for your embed banner. So let's say, for example, I really like this simple candy font here, which is some basic cursive. All you have to do is just click on the font that you like, and then put in your text. So for the first one here that we're going to be doing the rules. So we're going to simply do rules, and then all we're going to do here is increase the text size to the desired size that you'd like. And then once you have that, you'll basically copy the image. But before we do that, we're gonna have to go into creating the embed itself. So once you have a banner or some sort of text like this, just leave it on the side for now, and we'll use it later when we are creating our embeds. So before we can create an embed, we have to create a Discord webhook. Now to do that, all you have to do is go into your Discord settings, and then once you're there, all you have to do is go down to the Integrations tab under the Apps tab, and then click on that, and then the top tab here, there'll be a webhook section, and there'll be a button called Create Webhook. Now if you click Create Webhook, it'll automatically create a webhook for you, so you can see it named it SpideyBot. And now we can see there's a few options on this webhook that we just created. Basically though, a webhook is basically, as it says here, a simple way to post messages from other apps and websites into Discord using internet magic, quote unquote. So essentially, you use these webhooks by inputting, so as you can see there's a button to copy the webhook URL, and basically you would typically use another website, and then you would use this webhook on that website to send messages to Discord for you in means similar to a way a bot does, but in this case you don't actually have to create a bot, so it's a lot easier that way, and that's why people use webhooks to post simple embed messages for different info channels. So the first thing we could do here is choose the avatar for your first webhook here. So let's choose one here, and we'll use this one. And then once you choose your icon, then you can name it to whatever you like. So in this case, I'll just call it Exceeds Webhook. And then after that, you could choose a channel that it can post in. Now this is the only downside to webhooks, is they're locked on a single channel in your Discord server. So if you have multiple info channels, say you have a channel just called info, and then you have another channel for rules, of course, and then another one for, I don't know, server info or something weird like that. Let's just say you have 3 info channels. You're going to have to make 3 different webhooks for each of those channels. So let's just choose the first channel to be the rules channel, as pretty much every server will have a rules channel, so this should relate to your server if you are trying to build one, of course, with the series. And by that, we could make a rules embed by using this webhook here. So we just choose rules and then simply save changes. And then once you save changes, all you're going to do is click the copy webhook URL button. And then once you do that and you're all copied and good to go, then we could go to the right website to use our webhook. So the website we'll be using today will be called discohook.org. And this is the main website that I would say majority of people that use webhooks in the Discord server use. So I do recommend this one. It is safe, and it will be in the description below, so you could follow along. So let's go to the website here. And then once you open the website, there'll be a lot of different information on your screen. So let's just break it down into little chunks here. So the first chunk is the webhook URL. So simply all you're going to do, and this is actually the first step anyways, is to paste your URL that you just copied. So remember the URL in integrations here under your webhook. When you click copy webhook URL here, all you're going to do is paste it into this section. And now it's in there, we're all good to go, and we don't have to worry about anything else. So we're just good to go, and we can continue with the tutorial here. So the next section here is the content section. Now this is simply filled out with a bunch of default stuff, so we could delete everything that's inside of there. And basically all the content section is basically you just telling the webhook to send a regular message, non-embedded by the way, to the Discord server. So if we just type here, hi my name is Exceed. We can see in the right side here it says hi my name is Exceed, and it is just in regular plain old message, like it's just a plain old Discord message. So if we just delete these embeds here that are default, we just leave it like this, and then we click the send option. Then it will send to the Discord server and into the rules channel here, and we can see that it just sent from the webhook, and it says hi my name is Exceed. Now that is cool and all, but that's not exactly what we want. Of course we want embeds, we want the nice clean embeds to make your info channel look pretty good. So let's just delete this message here, and let's go back to the website. So we don't want to be using the content section, as it's not really important unless you just for some reason want another user to send a message for you. But in this case, we're going to be using this add embed button. And by the way, all these other things like profile, thread, this is all connected to the regular content message, so we don't have to worry about any of this. So just skip all that. Same for this files, just skip that. And all we're worried about is this add embed section. This is the main section that we want to create our nice clean embeds for your server. So all we're going to do is click add embed, and as you can see, embed 1 is empty. That's because we haven't edited it at all. And then if you just click this little side arrow here beside embed 1, we can see there's a list of different things you could change for it. And we're going to go through every single tab here and what they do. But before you do that, I'm just going to say create 2 embeds here, and I'll show you why in a bit. But basically why is because we're going to have 2 embeds. We're going to have one for the banner, which was what we chose here on the Cool Text website, or whatever banner you've chosen or created, obviously, that you already have. And then the next one will be our actual content in the next embed. Let's go over everything that is in this embed section so you're not confused about anything. The first section is the author section. Now basically all this is as you can see there on the right side over here, we can see that this is the first embed, so this is the one we're editing right now, embed 1. And if we type anything into author, let's just say, we can see that it just, well, it doesn't really do anything yet, but basically author, if you put in a author icon URL, so let's just copy this image for example, and then put it in, we can see that there's a little image here for our rules here that we just copied from this website, and it's basically like if you want to put the author of the thing. So I could, if I wanted, I could actually copy my own image here and put it in, and then change the name to my name, and there we go. It looks like it just looks like a little snippet of my Discord account. It just looks like, you know, my profile and my name. So all this author section is if you want to basically sign whoever posted it or whatever you like that, then you could put the icon and the name there. So if you have like an admin in your server and you want to put them as the author, so then people know that it's them sending it and not you, the owner, then this would be the reason to use this author section. But we could just empty it for now, as I mean, you can use it if you like, if you want to add your profile and your name there, just to show that you're the one that sent it. But just in general, you don't need to do it, but if you like to do it, you can. So it's just kind of there if you like for your embed. The next section is the body section. Now this is a very important section, of course, because this is, well, where our main body of text will be. So I've already prepared the rules. I already have it all written out, but of course you could always write out your own if you'd like. But I already have one written out here, so it's basically just regular rules here. So I would pause the video right now and take the time to write out your rules or whatever info channel that you'd like into the description box here. And by the way, 2 little tricks if you are pinging any roles or users or channels. There's a certain way you have to do it in order for it to send, because if you just paste the role in, it won't actually properly send when you click the send button at the top. So instead you're going to have to do it a certain way. So basically all you're going to do is left arrow and then @ and then if you're pinging a user, you're going to do exclamation mark, and then you're going to paste in whatever the user ID is. So you're going to copy the user ID, make sure you have developer mode turned on. Remember, if you don't have developer mode turned on, all you have to do is go into the advanced tab in your user settings, and then it'll be the first option here, developer mode, and just turn that on. And then once you have the ID pasted in there, then all you do is right arrow, and as you can see on the right side, it says @user. Now, if this is a valid user ID, it's not going to actually change the name up here. It'll always say @user, but when you do send the actual message into the channel, then it will actually show up as whoever you're actually pinging. And if you're pinging a role, all you're going to do is an and symbol instead. And as you can see, it'll be @role. And if you're pinging a channel, it'll simply just be hashtag and then the channel ID. So assuming that you finished your description and filled out whatever type of info that you'd like to have here, then we can choose a title. So basically a title is just basically bigger font above it. So I'm just going to call this one server rules in bold. Then once you're done that, there's 2 options here. The first one here is URL, and basically all this is if you paste a link in here, then the user can click on the embed, and as you can see it's highlighted, and it'll basically just take you to whatever the link is linked to. And then the next section here is the color, and all this does is change the color of the side here. So as you can see, if we change the color, you can see that it is just the side type. So I'll do this nice gold here. And then the next section here will be the field section. Now field section is basically just like columns in your embed. So if you do add field and then add field again, and then if we open both of these fields up here and then we click on the inline button for both of them, then if, as you can see, if we type some random field name and then random field value, and then we type field name 2, we type a random field name for field name 2, and then a random value. As you can see, it's like columns, so they go in their own separate columns. And if we add a third field and did inline, then it just keeps getting smaller, so you can have as many columns. So if you want to customly make a like graph or some sort of thing like that, for your embed. You could actually probably do quite a lot of cool stuff with this if you had enough time to play around with it. But that's basically what fields are. Is basically just creating columns in your embed. The next section of the embed is the images. Now, if you paste an image in here, like the rules thing, as you can see, it pops up on the bottom. And that is why we have two embeds created here. So then we can make the first one this image here, or the banner, or whatever banner that you have. And then the second one will be the actual info. But you can see that it just posts an image inside the of that embed. And then if you also want to, you could also use this thumbnail URL. And if you do it there, then all it does is just put it in the little top right corner here. The last tab here is the footer tab, and it's essentially what it means. It is a footer of the thing, like if you're using a Word doc. So you could write, whatever you'd like here, and as you can see, it shows on the very bottom in small text. And you can also add a timestamp, whatever you'd like, and it'll show the timestamp of when you posted the embed, or whichever date you like, so then people will know when you posted it. So if you do want to take the extra time to add a timestamp to all of your embed posts, that would be cool. And then also you have a footer icon URL, so you can also paste a little tiny icon beside your footer text. So now that we know how to use their embed system, we can now make the perfect info embed. So firstly, we will copy the banner or whichever image you want to use, like the text or the banner that you have created. We'll go into the embed 1, click on images, and then put in the first tab image URL. And then we'll close that embed 1, and then we'll fill out embed 2. So let's fill out the body here. And now that we have that filled out, we can now change the color. So let's do the nice gold again. And then we could do fields here, but I'm just gonna leave fields blank. And then let's also add a thumbnail. Let's add a thumbnail URL as well. And there we go. And now that looks pretty good. So now we can view it on the side here, so we can see all of our changes. This on its own, it stands out. It's perfect. You could obviously edit this a lot more if you'd like. You could add, more big icons and stuff, make it pop a lot more. Of course, you can make your own big, really wide banner to really fill the space out, make it colorful, make it stand out. But this is just a basic example on how to use the embed system with discohook.org. So now that we're done all that, we can click the send option here. And as you can see, if we go back to Discord, we can see that it posted in our rules channel, and it looks pretty decent. Of course, you can make it look a lot better probably than I can. Or you could do it like how I did in my main server, where I use where I'm pinging roles, and you can see just with the colors of the roles, it makes it stand a lot more, as well as using bold text and all that sort of text features that you could use in Discord when you're creating your messages, as well as emojis. Emojis help stand out a lot more in your embeds. And make sure that your banners and text are very colorful and pop out a lot. And if you follow all these steps, you should be able to make a pretty beautiful embedded info into your info channels in your Discord servers. In that case, though, that'll be wrapped to this tutorial. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and please leave suggestions below on different tutorials you'd like to see next. Please subscribe. We're going for 500 subscribers here, and we are very close to 250 subscribers, so that'd be nice. And once we do hit that, we will be hosting a Nitro giveaway in our Discord server, or once we hit 75 Discord members, but honestly, I think we'll hit the subscriber goal first. And once we do that, then we'll host the giveaway. So please make sure to join the Discord. It is in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to set up onboarding and the community system for your Discord server. This is part 13 of my Discord Academy 101 series, and let's hop right in. So the first step is to be on your Discord server that you have admin permission in, and all you're going to do is go to the top left settings here and click on server settings. You'll go to your server settings and you'll go to the enable community tab under the community section. And you'll click on that and you'll have this page pop up here. In order to use the onboarding system for our Discord server, we have to convert our Discord server into a community server. And by having it as a community server, essentially a community server is basically, it's a more strict server, so you don't have just random bots joining as much. And it's more of a server that will likely want to become bigger in the future as a bigger community, so then you could actually use, for example, Discord server discovery and Discord server insights. So all you're going to do is click the get started button, and then this prompt will come up here, and there's 3 different steps to go through. The first one is to keep your community safe. So it says that you will, to minimize spam, you will have to have a verified email before they can send messages. So that means every member that has, well, okay, so it says this does not apply to members with roles. So any member that doesn't have roles when they join, so if you do have auto role when someone joins, this will not apply to them. But if you don't have auto role and people just join and they don't have a role when they first join, then the member will have to have a verified email on their Discord account before they could send messages. And by the way, this is required to use the community option to make your server a community server. So this will be required to use Discord onboarding. So we'll enable that there. And the next one is explicit media content filter. So Discord will automatically scan and delete media sent in the server that contain explicit content. So this is essential if you want to grow your community server. You don't want explicit media sent in your server. So Discord will scan and delete it if it is sent. So we'll enable that there. We'll click next. The next tab here is the setup basics tab. And there's 2 options here. We have to set a rules or guidelines channel. So this is a channel in the server, preferably your rules channel that has the guidelines for your server. So then members will have to read that, or they can read it, so they know the rules of the server. So we already have created a rules channel when we first created the server in this series. So we'll use the rules channel that we created. And then next is the community updates channel. This is the channel where Discord will send relevant updates for community admins and moderators. And it says, as some info might be sensitive, we recommend selecting a role restricted channel. So you're going to want to select a channel that no one else can see. So we do have, now we don't really have a staff chat created, but for now we'll just use the logs channel as it is staff locked. And that's all we have right now. But if you do have a staff chat or something, you could use that to replace this. So now we'll just click next, and the last tab is the one last step. So the first thing is we have to set the default settings to mentions only. What does that mean? Well, if you have notifications on your Discord server, you could set it for new joins. So you have to have it set so it's mentions only. So whenever someone joins the server, their notifications are automatically set to mentions only. So they're not getting pinged every single time someone sends a message in the server. But we already set this up in when we actually created the server in part 1. So it's already check marked off. But if you don't have it set, all you have to do is basically right click on your server and then go down to notifications and then change it to mentions only for everyone. And the next one is disable risky permissions for @everyone. So as long as, so if you check, if we go back to the roles here, so if we go down to the bottom to the @everyone role, this is the role that everyone has in the server. There cannot be any administrative or any like sort of change role permissions enabled for @everyone. So basically, and this is typical for all servers, you want to leave it to just like view channels, create invite, create nickname, send messages, and that's about it. And if you want, embed and attach files unless you want to lock that to a certain level. But for now, we'll just leave that as regular, as well as for all this stuff. But as long as they can't, like, mention everyone or manage messages or any of that, or have admin permission, then it doesn't matter and it's totally fine. So now that our permissions are disabled for @everyone, all we have to do is click I agree and understand to follow the rules. So what we're going to do is click finish setup. And once you do that, boom. So now we have the community tab or section actually set up for your Discord server. So as you can see, there's 3 new tabs, actually, well, technically 4 new tabs under the community section. There's overview, onboarding, server insights, and discovery. We're here for onboarding, but I'll quickly go over what each of them are. The first tab here is the overview tab. Now this is, well, it's an overview of what we did, or an overview of the community server. And you can see this is what we did when we first set up we first enabled community. We chose a rules or guidelines channel. Then we chose a community updates channel, which it could be logs, but I would, if you have a staff chat, I would use that instead. And then also a safety notification channel. Now this one we could also set to logs or your staff chat, which is basically this channel where Discord will send important safety updates about your server. So similar to sending, Discord updates for community admins and moderators, sort of similar. And then lastly here, obviously you can change the language of your server. And the next is the server description. So you can put a description here, whatever you like. So then people will see it when someone posts an invite link to your server. They'll see this little description here if you want to set one. And then lastly, there is a disable community button. So if you do want to disable all of this, by the way, not just overview, you're disabling all of these 4 tabs here, then you can click this disable community button. But obviously you don't want to. The next tab is onboarding, but we'll go after that after. The next one is server insights. So basically, all you do is go. So if your community is a more bigger community, then you will get analytics. So it actually says here, looks like your server isn't quite ready to see full insights. So insights it's essentially like YouTube analytics. So it shows you, messages and like all the history and like your stats and like your activity in your server. So if you click on this, all it will do is take you to your server insights page, and you can see there's a bunch of different data that would show if you had enough activity in your server, but we don't. And then you can also change, the different type of there's different tabs here to go through, but we don't have any of this unlocked, so you don't have to worry about this. But this is in the far future if your community does grow over time. The last tab here is the Discovery tab. This is sort of the same deal with Server Insights. You have to have a bigger community. So Discovery, well, if you've never noticed, if you go to the Explore Discoverable servers here on the left side, you can see there's a bunch of different servers here. And this is basically where your server would be. So you'd actually be able to search your server in this Explore Communities search bar, and your server would actually pop up. But of course, you have to have a bigger community for that. And if we look at it here, we can see that. So of course, you already have a couple checks off. Safe environment, yes. Fewer than 1,000 members. So you have to have at least 1,000 members in your server, which is quite a bit of members to gain. Then meets age requirements, so that's good. Waiting on server activity metrics. So you have to have. So as you can see, you have to have at least 200 members to see activity metrics or analytics. No bad words, so as long as your server is clean and all that sort of stuff. And lastly, enabling 2FA. So this is actually, you could actually do this right now if you want, but essentially to get to Discover, you have to have at least 1,000 members in your server and server activity metrics. So the tab you've been waiting for, the onboarding tab. This is what this video is about. We finally got here, so let's check it out. So we can see there's a little bit of an overview on what onboarding is. So it says help members pick additional channels and roles, say hi to every member and help them engage, and choose which channels new members start with. So one thing I want to note before we start this is if you do have a verification channel. Now we did set up one in our verification, I believe part 8 it was. If you did set one up, this is the only problem with onboarding. It doesn't work well with verification channels. The only way you can do it is because, well, essentially when you start up onboarding, and I'll show you here. When you start up onboarding, you have to choose default channels that members will see, and it does require 5 channels where everyone can read and send messages. But as you know, if you do have a verification channel, that locks every channel to everyone, so they can't see it. The only way to do this is if you had basically, you'd have to make like the 5 main channels available for everyone to see, and then you'll just have a verification channel on the top to get access to the rest of the channels, or let's say access to more text channels. Let's just say you have like 20 text channels that people can talk in. Then you could they'll only have access to 5, but they'll have to verify to get access to the rest. But other than that though, it is sort of a one-off thing. Like either you choose verification, you choose, to use reaction rules and all that stuff, or you choose Discord onboarding. You could use both together, but it's a lot more of a process to set up, I would say. So if we go back to the onboarding section here, and you get out of here. Okay, so of course all we're going to do is click check it out, and it'll take you to the first section here. So the first section is safety setup. So safety setup, there's 4 different things here we have to go through. So the first one is raid protection and CAPTCHA. So all we're going to do is click edit for the first one and make sure that this is enabled. So it's already good. Make sure these are enabled, so then you have raid protection, and that's good. And the next one is DM and spam prevention. So we'll go edit here, and it says here, so we can choose the verification level for chatting, and we can also set, so members must accept the rules before they can talk. So you could set this up. You don't have to have this, but if you want it so people have to read the rules before they can talk in the server, you could click the setup button here, and you could add a description of the server, whatever it is, and then you could set up the rules. So then you'll basically, now you can't just link the rules channel, you have to actually put rules here. Now they have some example here, so you can just use a couple examples and just add a couple rules here. So let's just do this, and then you can click save. So then people will have to read this, and then essentially click the I have read and agreed to the rules to actually get access to the server. So we might as well just enable this just so we can view what that looks like. and we can see 6 of 6 enabled. So the more enabled, the more safe your server is. Next one is auto mod, so we can click edit here. So this is basically, do you want, like, how many things do you want auto modded by Discord? So without having a bot moderate it for you, Discord will automatically moderate it for you. So you could choose which one you want. You could block words and member profile names. You could block suspected spam content. You could block mentioned spam, commonly flagged words, and custom words. So you could actually make a list of custom words that you don't want people to say in your server and ban it and auto mod it so it gets deleted. So we're gonna do, so we can leave this completely blank. It's totally fine. And then the next section is the permissions section. There's only 2 things here. So you could choose to require 2FA for moderator actions. It says moderators must have 2-factor authentication to enabled to ban, click, or timeout members and delete messages. To change the setting, you have to first enable 2FA on your account. So I don't have 2FA enabled on this account here that I'm using for my tutorials. But if you do have 2FA enabled on your Discord account, then you can enable this for the rest of your moderators in your server. So now we can click next here, and now we have the channels, the default channels tab. So as you can see, we must include at least 7 channels the person can view when they first join the server, as well as 5 channels where everyone can read and send messages in. So as you can see, our general chat, well, it says it's locked here for some reason. So if we click this button, you might actually have this button. It says that default channels need to view channel permission for @everyone, so everyone has to be able to view the channel. But since we have our verification set up, this sort of makes things complicated, and this is why it's difficult to set it up with it. So all you're going to do is click review permissions if you do have this problem here. So just choose these 4 that people can talk in, and then click update permission. And now we'll just select these 5 channels here that everyone can talk and view in. And then we'll also just select the server stats section here. Let's add the verification channel and the create a ticket channel. So there we go. So now we hit the 7 channels. So this is what people will see when they first join the server before doing anything. And then after they join afterwards, then they could go to the verification channel and get the rest of the channels unlocked for them. So we'll leave it like this, and then we'll click next. Now this is the customization questions section. So this is probably the most fun thing to set up for your server, as it's essentially like self-roles, but before someone joins, so they're like forced to self-roll themselves instead of just going to the self-roll channel whenever they like. So this is actually pretty fun to set up. So this is the default question here: what do you want to do in this community? Then you could add a couple answers. So this whole section here, you could add an answer, so whatever it may be, okay? And then you could assign channels and or roles depending on the answer they chose. So just as a quick example here, what do you want to do in this community? We could add an answer such as, let's say, game or gaming. Let's say gaming. And then we could choose channels or roles to give the user if they choose this gaming option. So we could say, well, they get access to the gaming voice chat, okay? And then they also get access to, or they actually get given the gamer role, which if you have it set up in your server, you could set up a role. So let's say you set up the gamer role and they're a gamer, then if they choose the gamer role, they'll get the gamer role, but they'll also get access to, let's say, I don't know, more gaming channels or some other kind of gaming related thing, right? And it could be, this could be for anything. This is just an example on setting it up. And you could also choose an emoji just to make it look cooler. So let's just do a controller emoji just for fun here. And then we'll click save. And there we go. So now you can see, so this is kind of what it will look like when people will join the server. And I'll show you at the end a preview of it. But essentially, it'll look something like this. And you could add as many questions as you'd like. There might be a limit. I'm not sure, actually. But okay, there's a limit of 4 questions. But you could add a bunch of questions here. It could be whatever you'd like. And then you could add answers and, you know, give them roles or channel accesses depending on what their answers are. And this is just an easier way to, like, sort of, if your server has a lot of channels and a lot of voice channels and stuff like that, this is a perfect way to, like, sort of niche down the member that joins, so then they only get access to what they want in the server, instead of just having a list of 50 channels on the left side and they have to scroll down through all of it. They'll only get access to, let's say, 20, so then they could actually dive in on those kinds of things and probably relate to other members. And this is exactly why setting up community is perfect for if you're trying to grow a bigger community, as the more people you have in your server, and if you have this set up, the more niche sections that you have in your server as well. You know, different members will go into different niches in your server or whatever, and it'll just, you know, the community will work a lot better instead of it just being all jumbled into 50 different channels and you have like 10,000 members in your server. It just doesn't make sense, right? So you could have up to 4 questions here, and this does really help, and it's really interesting. So we'll just leave it at this one question just for an example here. And then after this, there is a post-join question. So it says members will be asked these questions after they join your server on the channels and roles page. So you could add more questions here. So I'm just going to add the same question here. What do you want to do in this community? And we'll just add the same thing here. So we'll do gaming, and we'll do the gaming channel. So then they could always come back and get this after they join if they like, so they don't just miss it and they don't have to do it the very first time they join. So we'll just add this here. Okay, so now we have this question set up, and of course you'll probably have a lot more questions set up, but this is just a general tutorial on how to actually set them up and what they all do. So we'll click next here. Now we have the server guide page here. So we could set up a welcome sign here. If you click set up welcome sign, you could choose the author. So let's just choose me, and then you could choose a welcome message here. So this is the default here, like hello, welcome to this server, okay, whatever. And then you can have a bunch of other text here. And yeah, so when people join, so you can save this. So it says tell new members what's special about your community and why you're excited to see them. So they'll get this welcome sign when they do join the server. And the next is the to-do list. So this is another fun thing to set up. It's basically you're setting up a to-do list for your server. So, and this is good for like niches as well. Like if you're, so it says here like don't make it like chat with the community. It's too broad, because like obviously you're gonna chat with the community. It's just not good. But if you make it more like specific, like look at this, specific. See, post a photo of your pet. It's very specific. You could do anything you'd like. You could say, I don't know, post a meme. Post a meme. And then where are they gonna do it? The memes channel. So we can set the memes channel here. We could choose a thumbnail if you'd like. And then you can see this task is completed when they visit or as they send the message. So essentially so you can make it so then they have to post a meme, or they have to post something in the channel in order for this quest to be done. Or you can make it so if they just click on the channel, then you could just like, okay, maybe they did it, maybe they didn't, but they completed the task. So let's just be a little harsh on this one. Let's say they have to send the message. Then we click save. So then when a member joins, they'll have this little to-do list when they first join, and they could click on each thing to do, and it'll basically take them where to go, and they'll try and do what they can. So let's just do another one here. Let's do I don't know, check out our bot command. Let's say maybe you have a custom bot for your server, and you want them to try out the commands for the bot. So you could choose the bot commands channel. You could choose, maybe you could upload a thumbnail of your bot. Maybe you have a Discord bot that you made and you want to upload a thumbnail of it. And then all you have to do is, and then you can choose whatever you like. You do, member visits the channel, so then instead of being harsh and they have to send a message, they can just visit the channel, see what it's about, and they'll complete the task. So we have this set up here. We'll just leave it at this. You can have as many as you want, and that should be good. Well, up to 5, not as many as you want, but up to 5. And then of course there's also the read the rules section here, so they will be forced to read the rules, of course. Next one here is the resource pages. So turn read-only channels into fancy resource pages for your server guide, or in your server guide. So they won't appear on the channel list unless you enable all channels. Resources come with some perks. So if you want, you can make a resource channel so then new members can like look at it, and so as you can see, it's a fancy resource pages. So it's like it's not like a regular channel. It'll look a lot better. So if you do have a resource page or a resource channel, you could add one here. So you can choose whatever you like, right? And then give it a name, and then give it a description and a thumbnail as well. And that's another cool feature you can play around with. But for this video, we'll just leave it blank. And then of course server guide banner. So if you want a banner, but you do need a level 2 boosting status on your server. So we don't have that obviously, and you probably don't have this as if you're just creating the server and this is your first time you're setting this all up. This is more for the future. If you have a bigger community and you, let's say, have level 3 boosting status at all times, then yeah, you'd want to use this option. So anyways, next and last thing, we can review everything that we've set up. Okay, so it does require actually 3 to-do tasks. So let's actually add one more here. Let's say, okay, this is a perfect one. Let's say here, count in the counting channel. Okay, and then we'll make them send a message in the counting channel. So then we'll make them count. So we'll do send a message and then click save. Okay, now we can go back to the review page, and it says good. So you can always preview it. Preview. Oh, so here we go. So you can preview the onboarding. So here we go. So this is what it looks like when you're a new member in this server. So it'll look something like this, maybe not exactly, but it'll show your welcome message here that I made. Obviously it's sloppy, but you can make your own. Then we have the get started. So if you click on any of these, it'll send you basically to the channel, and it'll tell you what to do. So post a meme, send a message, and then all you have to do is, send a message, and it'll basically, check off this task for you. It shows a little bit of a about section. Of course, you can set this up, I believe, with the server description. That'll pop up here, and and you can go through all the different tasks here, and then also show you what it looks like when you first join for the role setup. But first, before we do that, we have to click enable it. So we're done all that. We went through all the sections, all 5 sections. We're now going to click enable onboarding. There we go. So onboarding is enabled. So now it is it's in full swing. So, and we can always go back and click preview here. So now that it is fully enabled, there we go. So now we can see this. So question 1 of 1. So you might have 4 questions. You might have like 10 different options here, depending how niche you want your server to be. But we could see where there's only one option. What do you want to do as community? Gaming. You could also skip it. So if you don't like any of the answers here, you can just click skip and you won't get all these bonuses. But let's say, yes, I like gaming. Check mark it. Click next. And then obviously I have more questions that keep going. And then read the rules. So I just use the default rules here. But of course you could have your own rules here. And then you'll just read it. If it's longer, you'll scroll down or whatever. And you'll click finish. There we go. And then it'll bring you to the server guide page. You'll be able to, once again, view the description here. Go through the different, tasks here. Click on whatever one, and well, that's essentially it. And you can always go back. Remember, we set up the channels and rules section. You can always go back and add this. So I did add 2 questions for the same thing, but you can always go back and see what you want to see. And as you can see, when I click on this, it actually unlocks the gaming voice channel for me. And since we set this up kind of with the verification channel, since we are verified, or like when you do verify, so when you first join, you'll just see like these 5 channels here, and the server stats. You won't see all this information and stuff. So you'll have to go to the verification channel, which is still at the top, and then verify yourself, and then you'll get access to all the channels. So you can still use the verification system, but you can't really like interlock it, kind of thing. Like it doesn't work together as well, but you can still do it. It is still possible, and you can still lock the rest of the server to a verification role, and just have certain ones or certain part of your server with onboarding. But anyways, that is pretty much onboarding for you. It's it's a great way for starting a new community. Like just in general, it's an amazing way to start a community and to run a community. So I highly recommend turning it on. Like even if your community is really small, just get it set up, get it ready. So then when people join, they'll have all these cool questions when they join, and it makes the server experience a lot better for new users, especially new users. So they're not just thrown into a random server with 50 different channels. They don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. They're just kind of wandering around. This is a much more way to just get the user enveloped in your server more. So then when they join, they get more roles when they first join. It's just a lot better of a system. So anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial. That will be a wrap. Remember to join my Discord server. It'll be in the link in the description below. Once again, we have hit some milestones. We hit the 100 server milestone. We have a free role right now. It ends August 4th, and we also have a free giveaway happening right now. It ends tomorrow, so if you are watching this video right now as it's posted August 1st, well, hop in. But we'll be hosting more giveaways in the future, probably one at like 350 subs or something. We're not sure. So once again, please subscribe. We're going for 500 subscribers, and yeah, that's gonna be a wrap for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And once again, post suggestions in the Discord server. I like to read them. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Hello everyone. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to set up role dividers for your Discord server. This is part 14 of my Discord Academy 101 series, and let's hop right into it. Simply, the first thing we have to do before we get set up role dividers is go to Google and search up invisible character. Simply copy any of the URLs with an invisible character in it. For example, this. Let's just go into Discord here. Let's paste it in. Let's delete the rest of this extra text here. And we're just going to copy this invisible character here. Okay, so make sure you have that invisible character copied to your clipboard so you could paste it in like this. And then once you have that, we could continue with setting up these role dividers. So all we're going to do is go to your server settings here, and we're going to go to your roles. Now, depending which roles you have set up already, this will determine which type of role dividers you want. But for our sake, we're going to have 3 different ones. We're going to have one called main roles for all the main general roles. We're going to have one called the leveling roles, which will be for these leveling roles here. And we're also going to have one called self roles, which will be for the self roles or any roles you could get for free, basically. So we're going to create 3 new roles here. And we're going to call the first one main roles. We're going to call the second one leveling roles. And we're going to call the third one self roles. Okay? We're going to save changes. And then all you're going to do right after you do that is take your invisible characters and start pasting them in on either side of the text. Now this will take a little bit of playing to get it right. So, you know, let's just do a test here. Let's do 4 invisible characters on either side of the main role since it is a longer message. And then for leveling roles, we're going to do 3 on either side since it's even longer. And then for self roles, it is the same as main roles, so we'll do 4 on either side as well. Okay. After we do that, then we could organize the roles on a role list here, so then it is organized. So, for example, main roles will be above all the main roles that we offer, and then leveling roles will be above all of our leveling roles that we offer, and self roles above the self roles. Now, member role is actually a main role, so I'm going to move it up here. Same for verified, and we're just going to save change. Actually, verified is a self role technically, so I'll keep it down there. There we go. So basically, if anyone has any of these roles here, it'll be under the main role category, and if they have any of these leveling roles, they'll be under the leveling role category, and if they have any of these roles, it'll be under the self role category. But of course, if you have other roles, you may have different types of role dividers than me. But essentially, though, this is what you're doing. You're making these different dividers and organizing them on this leveling scale tab, so then it matches with the dividers themselves. Once you have that set up, now we have to preview what we just did. So we're just going to go to any user. We're just going to go on my user here, and we're going to give myself all of the roles so then we can really see what this would look like. Okay, and then once you give yourself all the roles that you'd like to test it with, you could literally just test it with one, but I'm just going to do like a stacked user here and see what that looks like. And then all you're going to do is just click on user and we can see what it looks like. So right now, it looks like these main role, like these dividers can be extended with more invisible characters. Because essentially we want it to be, I mean, this is fine, but it's better if it covers the whole line, so then it looks more professional and it looks cleaner. So we're just going to go back into here, into the roles, and all we're going to do is just add another invisible character on either side of them. For leveling roles, we're going to do 2 more. So now all 3 of these dividers have 5 invisible characters on either side. Okay, so it looks good. So now all you have to do is simply set this up so then it gives you, so it gives to all the members upon joining. So all we're going to do is go to the Dyno GG website here. We're going to log in with Discord. Of course, whatever bot you're using, you could use any bot, but this is just the bot that I have auto roles set up with. So whichever bot that you use that has the auto role or the join role feature, just use that bot to set this up. So we're just going to click on my server here. We're going to go to modules, and we're going to go to auto roles, and then we're going to change this one. So auto roles will be given upon joining the server, and then we'll just select all of the dividers. Okay, we'll have to do one at a time, so we'll select the main role divider, no delay, add role, add, leveling roles, no delay, and lastly self roles, no delay. There we go. And by the way, sometimes Discord doesn't always, like, sometimes the bot glitches, maybe the bot's offline for whatever reason, or the bot just lags. And when this happens, it doesn't actually give the role. So I would advise you, if you do have this set up to give people roles upon joining, I would advise you to have this auto role thing set up with 2 bots at least. So for example, you could use Carlbot or SapphireBot or whichever you'd like. So I would have it set up with 2 bots, so then in case one of them doesn't actually end up giving the role, the other one will as a backup. So it's just kind of backing up your server to make sure that every single user that joins gets the role dividers given to them. Two last things I would like to mention. The one thing that we can do still is make this leveling role invisible. Now we can't make it completely invisible because there will always be this little border around it, but we can make the color invisible beside it. So all you're going to do is go to server settings, go to roles, click on your divider role, and I'll have this hex code pasted in the description below so you could copy it. Now Discord does update their app quite a bit, so this number may change. I'll try and update it if I can, but if it's not updated, please let me know in the comments and I'll get it updated as soon as possible, because once again, Discord does change their colors by like a smidge every so often that they do an update. So it could be a possibility that when you're watching this, that this does not work. But anyways, the color code is 232528 currently, at least on PC. It might be different on mobile, but if you're doing this on PC, this should work. So what I'm going to do is paste this code in to 232528, and then once it's pasted in, if we go back to our roles here, we could see that it made it invisible. So you can see, like, normally the circle right would be on the left side, but you cannot see it because it matches the color of the role. Now one last thing I would like to mention is if you do have color roles on your server, I would not advise that you use role dividers because it can be a little bit iffy. If you're using a role divider, you cannot have a role divider for color roles, because if you have one for color roles, then the color role will be below the divider role, so the color of your actual username will be the divider role. So as you can see, because my divider role is invisible, it made my name kind of invisible, which is kind of the annoying part, right? So the only way to get around this, and the only way you would have to do this, is by having all of your color roles basically above every other role, including the admin role, like literally just above all the roles, all of the role dividers. So it has to be, so all the color roles have to be above all the role dividers for all the users. So then when they give themselves a color role, it actually changes the color of their name. So for example, let's just say you had a color role, so let's just call this one red, for example. Let's just make it red. Save changes. You can't have it like even if you had it like in here, right? In main roles, right? It's above admin, but it's under the main roles role. But my name is not red though, because it's underneath the main roles. Oh wait, I didn't give it to me yet. Here we go, red. There we go. So my name is not red because it's underneath the main roles divider. So you would have to have all your color roles literally above everything, above all the dividers. Now, of course, if you had admin, this is how I would do it. I would have admin and moderator outside of the dividers as well. So then they're still above everything. Why did it not save? Save changes, please. Okay. So then it's above everything still. And then your regular roles like here, like member and stuff, will be under main roles. And then your color roles will be above everything else, but they don't have permission, obviously. But they are above everything else. So then it would change your color. So let me just remove the moderator and admin roles. So now my name is red, but it doesn't affect the other roles here. So it does work still. So I'm just saying that as a note, that if you are using color roles, or if you, because you probably don't want your name to be kind of invisible. So that's the only downside to dividers, is that whatever the color of your divider is, it will be the color of your profile. Unless you just don't have a main role divider. Let's just say you only have dividers for these bottom roles. Then your name would just be like the member color or whatever. That would work too. Of course, you could layout this out however you like. But I'm just saying in general though, that if you do like want color roles or stuff, it has to be above all of the dividers. So that's the only downside to dividers. But other than that though, that is essentially how you set up dividers for your server. You basically just make them invisible. You use invisible characters on either side of them. You could obviously add symbols or emojis to make it stand out more in your roles list, of course. But essentially though, that's all you have to do, and just basically fiddle around with the invisible dividers to make it how you like it, to make it look clean, and that it actually divides your roles properly. So in that case though, that'll be a wrap to this tutorial. Other than that though, make sure to join the Discord server. It will be in the description below. We're going for 200 members now, As well as we're going for 350 subs. So if we do hit 350 subs, we will be hosting another Discord Nitro Premium giveaway. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. So make sure to join the Discord server and subscribe and like this video. And once again, see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please leave suggestions in my Discord server, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey there. It looks like you made it to the end of this video. I am kind of surprised. Did you really watch through the entire video? That was a very long video. Well, either way though, if you did enjoy it, please leave a like below and please comment what you'd like to see next for the next series. And also join the Discord server. It's free and you could ask for help whenever you'd like, and I'm happy to help. Sorry, this is completely off script and I have no idea what I'm doing here, but you made it to the end of this video, so that's pretty phenomenal considering this is probably going to be at least a couple hours. While you're here, what could I say? Anything special? I don't know. I mean, I guess, I don't know. Just stay tuned. There's definitely more coming. Well, bye-bye now. Yep, okay. That's all I could say. Okay. Yeah, bye-bye. Hopefully you enjoyed. I hope you really enjoyed. I don't know. I should probably stop talking. This is a pretty long outro. I don't know why I'm still talking. Although this is already a pretty long video, so if you are listening to this for some reason, thank you. You know what? Honestly, thank you for watching this video to the end. Or even just skipping to the end. Maybe you just skipped to this point. I already said bye-bye. I don't know why I'm not gone yet, but thank you for watching. And thank you for enjoying this series, I guess. I don't know. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.